Summon Sign is brought to you by you. If you want to learn how to support our show, go to patreon.com/laststandmedia. Hello everyone, welcome to episode 111 of Summon Sign, Last Stand Media's weekly in-depth game discussion podcast. I am your host, as always, Brad Ellis, and I have two fine gentlemen joining me here today. First, we're going to start with the man on the East Coast, Mr. Matty Plays.
When you said East, I thought we were going over to Lock, but you said Coast.
For me,
yeah.
He's in the deep East. He's like in Mordor. He's like way off.
The deep East.
That sounds like a FromSoft boss name, like Lock of the Deep East.
Yes. Yeah, there was a character named something of the East. Shiva of the East, I think, was an actual character. Yeah,
there you go.
You knew it.
There
we go.
Maddie, what's up, dude? How are you?
What's going on, man? Good to be here. Excited to talk a lot of Resident Evil.
Yes, sir.
It's Resident Evil Requiem month, man. So I know Locke and I have been putting in the work, getting ready for that. Excited to talk about that here today and much more. We're gearing up where like February's got some releases, but March is the real big month. Like a lot of good shit looks like it's coming out then. So excited to get into gear now because I've been doing a lot of backlog work, but now just starting to transition into those modern game releases here. So yeah, excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Also, Mr. Lockmort. Hello, Lock. How are you?
Hello. I'm very, very good. Very good. Very happy to be here with you two, especially. I talk with Matty every day. Well, I talk with you too, Brad. I talk with you, both of you every day. But it's funny. It's always funny to talk with you guys, but now I see you guys too. So that's always gives it an extra dimension. But love the show. Always so happy to be here.
Great. Before we get into the show, everybody, please check us out on patreon.com/laststandmedia. You can get early ad-free access to all of our shows, including Defining Duke, our Xbox podcast that Maddie over here hosts. Please check it out. Always fun over there. Always a lot of fun stuff going on in Xbox land.
Yes.
Also,
yeah,
if you want some merch, go to laststandmedia.store. Micah will send you the merch straight from the Moriarty household, so please check it out. Michael Lumaru wrote and said, "Hey boys, just want to say thank you for the game recommendation segment. Great way to highlight more under the radar games. After hearing about the Paper Mario-like game Escape from Ever After on the show recently, I bought it and am loving it. Keep it up." That's what I like to hear. That's the kind of stuff I love to hear.
It's very cool.
A nice little recommendation from the audience for the audience, not necessarily us. We got enough shit to do, but you never know. Might land with someone. All right, guys, let's just get right into the games. We're going to start with, so on the docket, we have Resident Evil 2, 3, and 4 Remake. I'm going to keep 2 and 3 in the same category, though. I think they are much more closely linked. Obviously, they're like a day, the same night, I guess, of RE2 and stuff like that. So they kind of tie together way more than 4 does. Juwana Sakaguchi wrote in and said, "Glad to see you guys playing some Resident Evil to warm up for Requiem. I just got the platinum for Village. Been dying to tell Maddie since late last year. I thought the analog stick on the PSP was a speaker too. Granted, once I held the PSP, I could tell, but I totally understand seeing it as a speaker. Anyways, I appreciate what each of you do and what you bring to LSM. Maddie, it does look like a speaker."
It does. The difference between me and people who are much more intelligent than me is that I used the device for a while thinking as a kid it was a speaker. I did not know this was a analog. Yeah.
No way.
At least in my brain. Like, I wish I had an actual recollection of the gap between how long I used it for and when I realized it was an analog stick. I can't imagine it was very long, but I also don't give myself and my intelligence a ton of credit. I'm like, dude, I could totally see kid me going for months just being like, I'm just only a D-pad guy. You know,
that's so funny. But I guess like you probably would have had to have touched it at some point and it moved around. Maybe it's like, the speaker moves or something.
Because like the
that.
main games I think about that I was playing on that device were things like Mega Man X Maverick Hunter.
Oh, okay.
So I only needed the D-pad. So that was like, I feel like I also was avoiding it without really knowing it. I'm trying to think of the first game that I went, oh my god, it actually might have been Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. I think that might have been the moment I was like, oh shit, this is this thing moves. Why is that thing moving?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for supporting me and my stupidity. I appreciate you, Michael. Or no, it's not Michael. Juswana. Thank you.
Lockmore, you ever play a
Yes.
PSP? You have any experience with that?
Nope, nothing.
No?
Well, I think in college one of my friends had one, but I was a PC guy, so
Yeah.
I didn't
No
play on,
CRPGs on that thing, man.
I didn't play on toys. I played real video games on monitors.
Man, that's so funny. But you've had a lot of consoles in your life.
Yeah. I think I've had them all, except because my parents gave me a Game Boy when I was like 6, and I loved that thing. But I never got an NES or an SNES or whatever followed next.
Yeah.
Like I never had the Nintendo stuff, and I bought a PlayStation 1 when I was 16 or 17 with like my first paycheck for my very first bartending job, I think. So ever since then, I've owned every console. But I didn't grow up playing console. I think that's the major difference.
Yeah. You were too busy erasing Windows off your family computer.
To play Baldur's Gate, yeah, that's true. That's a true story. Yeah, that's a true story. But it's really cool because that way, like for instance, last year when I discovered, you recommended Ocarina of Time to me because that's one I missed, obviously. So it's really cool that now I get to experience these games. Like I really want to play.
That.
Yeah, exactly. Like I saw you play, or I saw you stream Majora's Mask, and it looked so cool. So I can't wait to jump into that one too. So it's to my benefit, I guess, because now I get to discover all these older games, which are so awesome.
Yeah. Buster McMahon wrote and said, "Hey guys, greetings from sunny Brighton. I see Matty and Lock are playing through the RE remake before Requiem comes out, and it got me wondering, which remake do you guys like the most? For me, the RE2 remake is easily a top 10 game of all time, but RE4 just didn't hit the same way. Am I the only one who thinks RE2 remake is far superior to 4? Have a great rest of the show, lads." Yeah, I guess out of those three, what's your favorite remake?
3, obviously.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, you're kidding.
Oh man, I just finished 4 last night. Okay, so here's where I get a little bit torn. I was talking about it with the Duke audience. We got some good write-ins about it, but I get the idea of like RE2's adaptive difficulty and like some of these zombies take like 10 shots to the head and you're really supposed to shoot them in the knee and run by them. That doesn't feel right. Like I need to kill you. I like that RE4. I like shoot you, and because Leon's all souped up now from government training, I fucking roundhouse kick you. I take out my shotgun, blow your head off. Like it feels so good. But RE2 Remake leans really into the puzzles and the exploration that I love in survival horror. So it's you're asking me to pick my favorite kid here. I don't know which I value more. I also kind of like RE2 Remake story a little more. I think I'm going to go RE2 Remake personally between the two.
Okay. Lock, you're same camp, right?
Yeah, I would also pick RE2 because it's similar to what Maddie said, but the opposite, I think, really. I love that in RE2, you keep running into the same zombies. Like you take them down and then you leave for the next room and you come back and the body is gone. And you're like, oh, where didn't I just kill this guy over here? And then you go into the next room and he's over there. So you kind of build a familiarity with these zombies, which I think is really cool because at a certain point, you know, like, oh, there's the cop zombie, there's that zombie, there's this one. And you don't get to know them, but you know what they look like, you know what they do. I think that's really cool in a game. I don't think any other zombie game does that, to my recollection at least. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, there's also like RE2 Remake has Mr. X, and like,
yeah,
I have not done this. I don't remember the last time I did this with a game, but I was playing this game at midnight and it was him and then like one of the stalkers out in the hallway.
Oh yeah.
And they were just thumping around, following me. And my anxiety got so bad that I just decided to go to bed and read. Like I just said, you know what? I'm just calling it a little bit. Like I had a whole like late night gaming session plan. I said, you know what? Witcher sounds really nice to me. I'm out. So I went to bed. So that's also the added effect. Like I think RE4 Remake plays really well with the power fantasy because like Leon's experience now, but like RE2, like there's nothing like Mr. X, dude. And just like the tension he constantly adds. And especially when he turns that lobby area into like a free for all where it used to be a safe zone, but now it's not anymore. He just endangers you constantly. So it's really good. So yeah, I think I'd go RE2 Remake as well. Yeah, it's just like really a perfect game outside of the sewer segment. Like just really, really, really good.
I do love how RE4 looks, the remake. It looks amazing because we all played them back to back now. So if 2 look great, 3 look great, but 4 was, oh wow, that kind of blew me away the first time I started it up. It looks so cool. It's so great, especially with RTX on. Beautiful.
Yeah.
But the action is also a little bit over the top for me. I like it. I think it's a great game, obviously. Fantastic game. But it's just a little bit too over the top for me at certain points.
I get it.
And 2 is a little bit more serious, and I think I like that more, the vibe there.
Yeah, 2 definitely leans into the survival horror roots way more than that.
Yeah.
4 is an action game.
Yeah.
Which is fine. So it's weird for me because I like both those games so much. I think I like 4 Remake slightly more just because I think the original version of 2 does some things better, like how it handles the A and B scenarios and how they connect. It's more interesting than it is in the 2 Remake. The 2 Remake, they just kind of feel like extremely disconnected. Like in the old ones, you could leave an item for one of the characters in another, like the other scenario and stuff like that. So all that's kind of gone, which I miss. And when I think about 4 compared to OG 4, I'm just kind of like, what's really missing from this version that the OG 4 has? It's like, not much that I can think of off the top of my head. And just that fucking knife parry. I love the knife parry.
Oh, yeah.
Game changer for me.
My main complaint, it's a nitpick. This is the game that radicalized me against yellow paint. I'm sorry, bro. They splatter that shit everywhere. like everywhere. I remember the most egregious example was when you're in the castle and there's a drawbridge you got to shoot. The thing you have to shoot is coated in yellow, and then they like sprayed the wall with this yellow paint as well in case you didn't see the big yellow thing hanging there. It's a nitpick. Doesn't really determine my enjoyment of it, but
no, I understand.
I might have missed it in like the accessibility settings or the display settings. I checked really quickly, but I didn't find a way to turn it off. But I would love an option moving forward just to like flip that off, just toggle that off.
I think that'd be great too, Matty. I understand why it's in the game.
Sure,
or games like that because people are dumb and they don't pay attention. Like, I don't know how else to say it. They're just dumb. They don't pay attention. The
game is so linear that I feel like it's redundant. Like, if it's open and it's like, this is where you need to go for your quest. But I mean, like, the game is so dependent on a map. That was the other thing. I realized I was bringing up my map a lot when I was treasure hunting. I was
that's true.
I love how Dead Space lets you kind of like organically use the map or like the objective tracker. And I think this game would have benefited from a little quality of life from that. But they felt like they kind of wanted to make sure you saw everything and had all the tools. Like, they didn't want to risk you like skipping out because it was too hardcore outside of the combat difficulty.
Yeah. I mean, it's for some like people like us, I wish games didn't have that kind of thing, but it is.
Well,
trying to get mass appeal.
I think I'm stupid because I didn't notice it at all. In 4,
that's why I said I'm probably nitpicking. I don't think it's like the biggest deal.
Maybe it's because I'm streaming it and I'm not paying that much. Attention to it. It
doesn't help
because I'm constantly looking at my map like, oh shit, where do I go? I didn't even notice like there was yellow paint everywhere. But I guess
you get lost way more on stream.
Yeah,
that's a completely different scenario. I'm talking about like someone sitting in their house playing.
Sure, I can see that.
Fully immersed or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like, I don't like when games do that. I don't like when newer games, like for instance, the new Final Fantasy VII ports that came out, where it's like, here's 99 everything. Here's do insane damage for every. It takes away all the challenge, and I understand they do it because they want people just to get to the fucking game. Because some people can't handle any backlash, but it's like.
I had a friend who was like legitimately upset about that update because it was really spawned from the Platinum Trophy. The Platinum Trophy for Rebirth is really hard to get, and like Square Enix apologized for it, and then they added this mode. It's like one thing if it disables the trophies, but I kind of think it's a mistake. Final Fantasy Platinums have always been like they demand the most of you, and like if you can't get it, too bad. Like I'm sorry. Like I made a whole video talking about this on Retro Rebound on why I just think like Platinum trophies are just not as good nowadays. But I do think the industry has like, I think, again, if we're going to go all the way into accessibility, I think there should be an option to flip some of these accessibility options off. Like if I want to risk it all and turn off my yellow paint, again, not to branch this off into a whole separate conversation, but if I get that option to have it there or not, then leaving it to me would be great because then I can just get immersed in the world more. Because RE4 is as Locke said, very beautiful game. And I think the game, I call it like it tells on itself a lot, whether it's like the yellow paint or it's not a game fully driven by its story, but like when Leon's looking for Ashley and will he find her or not? And there's like literal parts of the level that just like you see the icon that has like Leon Ashley getting up on top of Leon. You're like, okay, like, all right, so I'm gonna find her probably in this room soon. Then like it has a couple of those moments there where I wish they could flip these switches off a little bit better.
I can't stand Ashley.
You don't like Ashley?
That's not the character. I hate escort missions in games, and I think here it's the absolute. There's been so many times where I just shot her in the head by accident.
I accidentally killed her so many times in my playthrough. Like she'd be getting carried away, and I just like aim in like I got you, and I shoot her right in the head. I'm like, oh fuck, sorry.
I think it works well in the game because it's not the entire game. It's just like sections with her.
Yeah.
So you get to cut loose at least as Leon a little bit.
And this is why RE5 is a phenomenal game because they didn't have a gun. So
it is a really good game. RE5 is awesome.
You don't have to babysit her too much, dude. Dude, they got to remake that game. People got to know.
Yeah.
Bring back Resident Evil co-op.
Yeah.
People got to know. Well, it's so good.
The only thing is, Matty, you remember the last time that game came around. There's a lot of people upset about it.
These days, that would be even worse.
And these days.
Oh, my bad. Yeah.
That's definitely why they're not doing it, I think.
Well, at least not right now. I'm sure they will do it sometime down the line.
Yeah, because they're doing code. Well, they should have done it now because they're doing Code Veronica instead, right? But the logical thing would be to do 5 now.
You have to do Code Veronica first. Yeah,
I've never played Code Veronica, but is it not like someone wrote in on one of my streams? Is it a continuation of Claire's story?
Yeah.
So okay. So I'm like, maybe that plays off of RE2 Remake more. I didn't know that until that stream.
Dude,
I was like,
Claire's the main character.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I know nothing about this game. So I was just like, oh, maybe that's why they're remaking it first. So like maybe it is actually a logical step into 5 at some point. I don't know. I just hope they remake 5 and 6 because I think those would be hilarious to see like the reaction to both those games. Especially 6 is like they that needs a top to bottom remake completely.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited to see where they take it all. But they might dance around those two for a while because I think they require more reworking than any other games that they've made before.
Yeah, I'd say Code Veronica is essential to play before 5.
If you care about I've never played it. Yeah, I've never played it.
If you do, it's going to make everything way more personal.
Oh, I know 5 brings Jill back for the DLC, right? Yeah, that was great DLC. Yeah, they kind of made that a little scary too. Like they kind of went back to
it was cool.
Basics.
Yeah. I do remember enjoying that. Yeah, I won't spoil it, but you should definitely play it before 5 if you can help it.
Would you, so while we're picking your brain here, Brian, would you recommend playing, I mean, we don't know what this remake is, but would you just recommend the original on its own, but even before we even know what this remake is?
Yeah, I would say it's worth playing if you like Resident Evil a lot. It's not one of the strongest Resident Evils, but you can play through and have a good time. I enjoy it, but it's not nearly as good as like 2, 3, 4, anything like that.
Okay. Why do people love it so much where this is like such a like, oh my God, they're remaking it? Because Cog was saying, I think it goes back to like the Dreamcast or something.
It was on Dreamcast originally. Then it became Code Veronica X on PS2 that added some new like scenes.
Okay.
I just think that game can use a lot of stuff that could be remade to make it better. There's like,
got it.
There's a character in that game I just know you guys will fucking hate. Right off the bat, I just know it.
Where do you play it though? Because it's not on PC.
It is on PS4. You can play it there.
Yeah, but okay.
And I think it's on PC. Maybe. Let me see.
It is. Is it on?
I own it on GameCube.
Yeah, I mean, it came out on. Yeah, there was a GameCube version. You have the GameCube version? That's cool.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think I bought it at PAX or something for like. It's very. It was more affordable than most GameCube games I think I bought.
Maybe it's not on Steam.
I don't think it is.
It's on like you can play it on PlayStation. I know that.
Yeah.
And I think Xbox as well.
Oh.
They just must not have done a PC port, which is very weird. But yeah, you can play it there. It's a very interesting game. Very interesting game. A longer one too.
Oh.
So I would definitely recommend playing it if you guys like Resident Evil. Yeah, absolutely. It's an important game for narrative.
Cool.
Reasons, I'll say.
Okay.
So if you play that, then you play 5, it'll click better. All the better.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, I love 5, so that's kind of exciting. That's really exciting for me.
It'll make everything more personal.
Interesting.
You'll have just more context for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I never played the game for the story. I mean, I thought the story was kind of hilarious in like a good corny way, like Chris punching a boulder, 7 minutes is all I can spare to play with you. Like all these like moments in that game I adore. Do you think when they bring that game back, will they bring it back with co-op? Like,
yeah, I kind of think you have to.
They have to,
bro. You have to. Oh,
I think you have to. If they redid 6, I would be fine with them not bringing co-op. I'd be okay with that. But with 5, I don't know. You know what, Matty? They're going to remake 0. So that'll be an interesting way to maybe get a sniff on how they'll handle things in the future. Like, 0 is a single player game, but you can control 2 characters, essentially.
Oh, cool.
At the same time. So I wonder how they'll handle that. Maybe we'll see some stuff. Maybe it'll just be better AI. I don't know.
Yeah.
Come a long way.
That was the thing that made me think of RE5 the most when playing 4 was like Ashley's AI. I'm like, this is Sheva. Like, this is...
Yeah.
Change the character model. That's bull right there.
Exactly.
Good.
Exactly. All right, guys, let's talk about RE2. We'll start with RE2. You guys both played through this very recently. A great remake, in my opinion. Very well done. Kind of Resident Evil 7 brought it back, I would say, to making Resident Evil great again, as people would want to say. But 2 kind of was just like, it wasn't a fluke now. It's like, okay,
yeah,
here we go. We're really locked in. Back to third person, back to the RPD, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Talk to me. Matty, when you first played this game, how was it?
I underappreciated the first time I played it when it came out. Like I enjoyed it a lot for what it was, but it didn't like make any game of the year conversation for me or anything like that. And it's so crazy because going back to it, I'm just like, wow, what an excellent game. And a game so great, it really, I think that combined with 7 just successfully brought back survival horror in a really strong way, like stoked that interest. I always bring up that, like, I remember there was a time in the early 2010s where people were saying like YouTubers were killing horror games because people were too scared to play them. So they'd do their Let's Plays and put them online. And no one would buy the games. They just watch them. Same was said for like Telltale games as well. But it's really awesome to just see how strong the genre has been since then. It gave birth to like a remake of one of my favorite games of all time in Dead Space, and the Dead Space remake somehow managed to be better than the original. Like, so I'm like also really just grateful for this game existing because it really did so much for survival horror. But yeah, I don't think I appreciated enough that first go around. Like I did like it a lot, but I think as the years have gone on and I've really started to be like, oh, like RPGs are my thing, but survival horror is like right there next to it. Like I realize I make as much time for those as I do role-playing games. And I think it's just something with like the inventory management and the thoughtfulness when you like create a character in an RPG versus like the thoughtfulness of exploring an environment in a survival horror game, that just both those work in my brain really well. So all of that to say, I really loved RE2 Remake going back to it. I love that the horror aspect of it with Mr. X like aged really well. Like the fact that the first time I played it, I didn't shut off the game and I just kind of went right through it like a champ. And the second time I actually did tap out one night. I'm like, wow, so this is like that effective. Like that is an evergreen horror mechanic. It's nothing like a jump scare. It's nothing like a loud noise or a creepy segment. It's just a dynamic gameplay element that this dude can appear at any time. And I didn't even see things in my playthrough that I saw in my first playthrough, like him punching through a wall out of nowhere and just ambushing you. So that was one part I really loved. I realized I like Claire's story a little bit more going through it a second time around. Like Leon's just cool as hell, right? Like I think that's what we all agree on. Like Leon's one-liners and just his capability and just how he handles things, such a simple manner. That's why I love Leon. But Claire's story, I just thought was pretty good. Again, a little underappreciated by me. And especially with we'll talk 3 Remake in a little bit. The way I never played 3, and I feel like I still, even after 3 Remake, need to play the original, but I digress. Just kind of seeing the baton pass and certain elements from RE2 Remake that were like little segments, like I'll just say the gun shop that kind of get continued in RE3. I'm like, oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So that also in retrospect kind of enhanced my appreciation of RE2 Remake. So yeah, it just felt good to play. I think I wrestled with the combat just a little bit. But I think what Locke brought up is a really fair counterpoint. I think like when I try to talk about the combat of the game, I don't try to do it in a destructive way where I'm like, this ruined it for me, which I think is how some people might receive it, but it's something I did fight with a little bit. But as people talk to me more about it, I kind of see what's special about it, where I'm trying to make it something it's not, which is like, I like to just RE for it. I like to just mow you down. The thing that bothers me is because it's survival horror is like, I like being rewarded for, hey, I was careful with my ammo and hey, I did check every corner here and I happen to have a surplus of ammo. I don't find it like a great feeling to be like, well, because of that now, we're going to make you use this all to kill this one zombie. You know, it's like I can't always get behind that feeling, but I do think there's a lot of, like, again, with seeing the same zombies over and over and remembering those characters, and especially ones in the story that do turn, that you're like, oh, there they are again. That recurrence feeling does really add to the game. So last thing I'd say is the level design is excellent. I just don't like the sewers, but the game is broken up into like 3 parts. The first and third part are like perfect, like just peak level design, just like the right keys in the right places. It's all interconnected, very explorable, lots of secrets, lots of loot, just beautiful level design. And the middle segment of the sewers isn't bad by any means. It's just not as good. So it stands out a little bit more. But yeah, I love this game. It was a really good time going back to this one and replaying both storylines and getting that true ending.
All right, we had a quick technical snafu, but we're back. Lockmort, I was asking you, please describe the feelings you had of your first playthrough of RE2 Remake.
Well, first, I have to go back to when I was a little boy. Sorry, it won't take long. But in 1992, when we had a PC and no PlayStation or anything else, there was this game Alone in the Dark. I don't know if you guys have ever heard. You've heard of the remakes, probably. Alone in the Dark was like an MS-DOS game, which was basically Resident Evil, sort of. You played like this British guy in the English countryside in a house, zombies everywhere, werewolves. Very cool, very cool. And then in 1998, close to my school, there was this, not really an arcade, but there was this gaming store. And they had a PlayStation there. And the guy installed or had Resident Evil there in, I think, January 1998. It just came out. But I didn't have a PlayStation at home. So I went to that store every day, of course, because I loved games. And that's where I played Resident Evil 2 with that guy in the store, which is a very cool memory. So when the remake came around, when was it, 2019, I think? It brought back so many memories. And that instantly made me like the game a lot, of course. Because normally I'm not a survival horror guy. I get scared very easily when playing games. When there's jump scares, I like Matty just said, like I shut it off. I'm like, nope, I'm gonna do something that doesn't make me shit myself. So, but when the remake came out, it has that special magic that some games have. I can't really explain it. Like it's cheesy, it's campy, it's not that hard. The combat is not that great. The puzzles are for idiots, but it's awesome. It works. Yeah, everything. I mean, the puzzles. Come on, like lion, blue gem, and then this one, red gem. Like, okay, all right. But it's
Busters. Let me tell you what.
Yeah, but it's amazing because it works so well together, and it's such an addictive, fun game to play. It's also the first game I ever streamed. Like I started streaming on YouTube, and I didn't know what to expect because you guys have been doing it for years, of course. So you know what it's like, but I didn't. I had no idea what it would be like. But to experience this game with like a bunch of other people was just so much fun to me, and I never thought that could happen. It's part the game, of course, part the people, but it's such a fun game to do that with because I knew what was coming, but it still scared me. Like when Mr. X plows through the wall, it scared me to death because I was busy with talking to people or doing other stuff. The lickers in this game, amazing. What an amazing enemy design that is. That they're on the ceiling and then they jump down and they jump at you. I thought that was great. Yeah, but in a good way, right?
Like in a good way. Yeah.
In a good way. I think I don't know how this game does it, but I never ran out of bullets, even though I should have. Like I kept always, because I'm like humanity, I need to kill everything I see. Yeah. So I killed every zombie, but then when I got back, the body was gone and the zombie would be somewhere else, and that was fun. But I never ran out of bullets, so that never became such a hassle for me or an annoyance. Or there was never a point in this game where I was annoyed or where I thought, okay, this is enough. I've had enough. It was fun throughout. Great set pieces. Great bosses too, great boss battles. Mr. X I thought was great. I didn't fully understand the story because Resident Evil 1 is so far in my past. Like we're talking like over 20 years that I didn't really understand it, but then people in the chat explained it to me, and it sounds really cool. There's a lot of lore there that they
so
walk me
more.
through, which is really cool, I feel like. But the coolest thing about this game, to me anyway, is the location, like the police station. The sewers, I didn't have a major problem with the sewers like you, Matty. I had more of a problem with the labs at the end there. But I thought the police station was so much fun. It's so interesting to have this set map, and then those rooms are locked, but then you go into those rooms and you pick up this object, and now you can open those rooms. It reminds me, and it reminds me of old point and click adventures, which also use Maniac Mansion or Monkey Island, or which kind of had the same principle. Find this object on this side of the map, walk to the other side, put it in the machine, the thing opens. Of course, there were no zombies in those games, but it kind of reminds me of those wholesome moments in those games. And I wouldn't call this game wholesome at all, of course. It's scary and gory, but it's the kind of magic that not a lot of games have these days anymore. It's the kind of game you want to show. This is the kind of game that I want to show to my friends who don't play games. And I can easily hand them the controller and they'll be okay. Well, if you give them Uncharted as their first game, I don't know if they'll be okay. But with this game, I know they'll be okay. It also has the perfect length to me. It's not too long. It's not too short. You can play it in like 10 hours, 8 to 10 hours. I didn't play it on hardcore, of course. Maybe you guys did. I don't know what changes. I guess you can't save as much if you do it that way.
Right.
But I thought, I had a fantastic time with this game. And that is something I truly did not expect. Because I like Resident Evil. I've played them all. I played 4, 5, 6, 7, all the mainline ones. And I think the series is fun. I think the series is good. But I never had that feeling of, oh, this is amazing. And I had that when I played 2 Remake this time.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. It's a special game, man.
Yeah.
Oh, really enjoy it. Awesome game. Let's talk about a little more controversial entry. Resident Evil 3 Remake. Now, I got to know, Matty, I think you said you haven't played the original, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And Lock, you've played the original though, right?
Yeah, it was the same thing in the game store. So
in the game store. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've seen a little bit of it. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So Matty, you had no context to the original. So I am curious what you think about this entry.
Oh, man. It feels like an expansion pack to Remake for sure. It feels like it has so many great parts that are just very underutilized. Nemesis, I don't know how he was used in the original, but he felt like a set piece rather than a mechanic. And coming off of Mr. X, I'm not saying give me Mr. X 2.0, although that would have been fine. But I feel like that was a missed opportunity with him. Just not as interesting. I think the parts where you're exploring Raccoon City in the first chunk of the game is like when it's at its best. Like that. It's beautiful. It's interesting. It's dangerous. Just the right amount of like when I first started, I was like, oh boy, I might be one of those people who's like an RE3 remake truther at this rate. This is fucking awesome. I love that they also have the same exact gunplay as RE2, the same rules, but I get a dodge now. And that gives you like a perfect aim. That was the right mixture of the survival horror and the action balance. Cause I know like Jill was in a previous game, so they're kind of showing her experience in her role that way. And so the start of the game I thought was really great. Like I was totally in. Also Jill is just really cool. I just like her demeanor, her outfit, everything, just like a really well done character from a design point of view. As you get deeper into the game, there are parts that feel it could be more. And I don't know how into spoilers I should get with all this for those who are still like maybe playing these Resident Evil games or want to. But I'll just say there are certain locations you revisit that I see like a story moment that circles back where it really grew my appreciation for the game. But you barely like, I at least for me, I barely used the item box. Like I didn't feel I was being loaded up with stuff that, you know, okay, I got to manage this like an RE2 where I have this puzzle solution. Do I put that back? But what if I find where this piece goes, then I'm going to need to come all the way back here versus, you know, this game where I just always had everything with me, basically. You know, the only thing I'd store away is maybe an extra stack of ammo or an extra healing item. And that felt pretty rare. It felt a little indecisive. There were points in the game where I wanted to be more survival horror and puzzly, like the opening of the game. And then there are later parts of the game that want to be like RE4, like definitely more action heavy set pieces. And I felt like in the whole game, it just could not find its identity. Boss fights were definitely not as good, in my opinion. And so what you're kind of left with is a game that I think I bought my copy for like $20. So I liked it.
Oh,
and I was like, yeah, you know, like for that price, I was like, this is pretty great. But like, I think the best thing it did was give me context for one of the shots in Requiem's trailer of like, oh, okay, we're going there, and like that's what happened there, and like we actually get to see that there, and now, okay, like, and it enhanced my excitement for Requiem. So that was like the best thing the game really did for me. So overall, like it's fine, you know. Again, like just I like Jill a lot though. I wanted to see her do more. And the post-credit scene, if anyone wants to write in about it, I don't know what that was for. I don't know what that was from. I don't know what it was teasing.
I have to look it up again.
You know, so I don't know what was going on there, but people can let me know. But I mean, I tried to look it up and look at the comments, and all the comments were like, "So that went nowhere." So
Resident Evil, maybe.
Yeah, I've noticed this series drops a lot of plot threads and characters and stuff. Like, I'm curious if we'll talk about RE4 later, but like Ashley talks a lot about like, "Hey, you think I could do this?" Or "Hey, I could be your sidekick," or "I could also be an agent." And I'm like, Leon's back. What if Ashley came back? Wouldn't that be interesting? But I've realized this series just makes these cool characters or these interesting character through lines, and there's like, she did her part, she's done. Like she's gonna fuck off for another 40 games. So yeah, RE3 Remake was fine. It's my long answer.
Yeah. Locke, give me your thoughts on RE3 Remake.
I think everything positive about everything that makes RE2 so super positive is lacking here. I feel like there's little to no exploration here. Like you basically run into a straight line. That asshole is always chasing you, but it's not a fun asshole like Mr. X. Like this one just wants you to. It's like somebody's chasing you to finish the game. Like just go, move, run, keep running away from him. Like, well, let me see what's in this building. But so that kind of made it a little bit annoying to me. I think the boss fights in this game are atrocious, like not good. Like there was one boss fight, the first boss fight in the game, the big boss fight in like the square. I won't spoil it, of course, but in like the square, you have like a big tower there. It took me. I think I can look it up on my screen. I think it took me 2 hours, or at least an hour, because I kept fucking up. It's my problem, of course. I'm not good at games anymore, so that probably didn't help. But it was so annoying because the items you need to defeat the boss is like RNG'd. So they sometimes they are in this car, sometimes they're in this car, sometimes he does this, sometimes he does that. So it ended up with me just running around endlessly until the right item dropped, and then I could do it. So that was a very annoying boss fight. But the game itself looked gorgeous. Like Matty said, I think Jill is great. The dodge mechanic, I never really used it because I still tried to kill every zombie, but the zombies here were annoying. Unlike in RE2, where the zombies were like an interesting part of the scenery to me, here they were such an annoying hindrance because you had that guy chasing you and you need to get it away from him. And then you've got these things grabbing you constantly, and it's not, that just gives me anxiety. That doesn't give me like a problem solving experience like RE2 gave me. But it's definitely not a bad game. I mean, like Matty said, it's DLC for RE2. That's what it is. You basically run into a straight line to the end, and then you end it, and you're like, okay, well, now I can get to the real game RE4. So it's a good game. $20, yeah, $20 seems fair. But yeah. I would be pretty upset, I think, if I bought this at launch for $60 or $50 or whatever it was at launch. I don't think it's worth that amount of money. Maybe in length, it took me about, I think, 6 hours. Short. Yeah,
it was really
6 or 7
short
hours. But it's short, but that's good because I had more than enough at the end of it. So I think maybe if it was longer, I would have soured it on it a little bit more. Yeah. There's also very little backtracking. That's just, like I said, everything I loved about RE2, there's just way less of that here. There's also the I don't want to spoil it, of course, but there's these little spider zombies. There's this level with spider zombies, which was pretty annoying. I'm not arachnophobia or whatever. I don't care about
You
that.
don't want your arachnophobia mode. You don't want to be an entertainment later. It's on this game.
Can you imagine? Yeah,
the little bald spider chasing after you.
No, I don't care that they were spiders. I just thought that level was a bit. It's all a little bit uninspired. While RE2 was so inspired, and RE4 too was so inspiring and so cool and so perfect from a level design perspective. And here it's all just a little bit cookie cutter, bland, but still good, still fun. I still had a good time with it. So yeah, I would still recommend it. But it's not the magical game that RE2 was to me.
Yeah, I agree 100%. It's definitely worth playing, especially now because it's probably really cheap. But yeah, it's quite a step down compared to 2. Let me read this from Hashim Barakat. Good day, Summoners. Do you feel that that the RE3 remake is one of the biggest missed opportunities? While I didn't play the original at the time, I watched my father play it, and I really loved it, with Nemesis becoming my favorite Resident Evil character. I think that Capcom really missed the mark with the remake, and they butchered Nemesis and the story. What do you think should be added or changed to make Resident Evil 3 Remake on par with the remakes of 2 and 4? Thanks for always the great content. I wish you all a great week. Okay, so what really hurts to me about RE3 is I have context for the original Resident Evil 3 because I played it back in the day on PS1. And a lot of the stuff that made RE3 really cool and unique is just completely gone in this game. It's missing. It's not even here. And for example, in Resident Evil 3, there are scenarios you get to in certain parts of the game where you're presented with 2 options. Like Nemesis shows up. One of them's like, hey, do you want to try to hide from Nemesis? And the other one's like, hey, do you want to try to fight Nemesis? So if you try to hide, you'll like go down somewhere and try to avoid him, all that kind of stuff. All that is completely gone here in this game. There is no decision making. There are no choices, which is a big drawback for me already. Maddie, you touched on this earlier, and I completely agree with you. The beginning of RE3 Remake, promising. You're like, okay, the Raccoon City part freely kind of feels like you're freely exploring it, and that is a huge part of 3. A lot of free exploring through the streets of Raccoon City. It just kind of goes away in this game. After you get on the tram pretty much out of that first little section, it's all just kind of, you're going forward the whole time. You're not really backtracking. There's like one puzzle, I think, in the entire game as well. It's at the train station, I think, to get it going. That's kind of true. That's completely gone. The clock tower is just cut from the game. It's just not there for some reason. You see it there where you fight Nemesis around that little fountain thing. You see that giant clock tower. That's an area in the original game you go to quite in depth. Just gone here. You don't go back to the RPD as Jill. That's completely gone. You do go back as Carlos, which is kind of interesting, but I think I would have like preferred if it was Jill.
That was the part I was talking about that I felt was like a little unexplored, like certain parts. Like I like that there were certain like that's the continuity part that I'm curious what you think about that I thought was cool with this game is like there were certain like the zombie that in that hallway that is like stuck on a pipe up there. Like you find out like how he gets up there.
Yeah,
when you find
that is cool.
Leon,
yeah, you see the kind
of like these little things, right?
Yeah, I think that is cool. That's all really cool stuff. Yeah. I will say though, I like the interpretations of the characters here. I think they're very well done, just like 2 remakes as well. Like I think Jill is great in this game. I really like her. I think Carlos is awesome in this game compared to the original. He's fine in the original, but he's just better. Nikolai, all those kind of guys, all the Umbrella people.
They put Bill from Left 4 Dead 2 in this.
Yeah,
which is awesome.
Yeah, they did. Shepard, that's cool. Right.
Left 4 Dead 1, sorry. Yeah.
Mentioning Nikolai and stuff, that reminds me, the thing I also didn't like about this game, like Ari's never been like a major story thing for me, but like the villain in this game sucked. Like at least in the remake, I don't know if it's better in the original. Just kind of like
I think he's fun, but he's not like top tier.
Yeah, like to me, like because Locke and I, we talk a lot about our story, and there's a term that Locke uses that really lives with me. It's the mwahaha bad guy. Like, and that's what this guy was.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, like he's like, I'm doing it for money. That's all it was. That's all his depth. He's like, I'm doing it for money. And so ever since Locke and I talked like that, I think about that a little bit more. I'm like, yeah, this is a mwahaha anime villain, basically. So yeah, that was the other thing. It didn't have like that pull where like at least Leon and Claire's journey felt a little more personal. I also, I like, and I don't know if this is in the original, Brad, I like how the opening of this game is like first person. Like
not the original, no.
Yeah, I thought that was so cool. They were kind of like cool messing with something from her past, I guess, which I really liked. So That was also like an interesting angle. The first like hour and a half of the game, I'm like, this is great. I love this a lot. But the wheels really fall off.
You brought this up, Matty, about Mr. X in 2, how he kind of just feels like randomly a part of the RPD. It feels like he can kind of come out of nowhere. In 3, this remake, like you guys saying, it kind of feels like very scripted, set PC when he shows up. In the original, it does feel like he just kind of comes out of nowhere, way more naturally. Of course, it's programmed for him to show up at certain spots, but it just feels like it's more organic and more kind of sudden when he shows up, which is a big deal. And they cut the park, man. Another area cut. I'm just like, I don't know why you guys are cutting all these things from this fucking game. It makes no sense to me.
Why do you think
because it's a really short game?
It's weird that they did that. Right? Why do you think that they did that?
I don't know.
It came out really close to RE2, didn't it? Like a year later.
It did. It was a different team, but yeah. I don't know why. It wasn't the team that did 2 remake or 4 remake. So I don't know. I think though the post game good unlocks that they kind of carried over into stuff like Village, like getting the points, then being able to unlock additional things. I think that's really fun because Resident Evil games are definitely about like replaying them over and over again. Yeah. So I thought they did a really good job with that. But yeah, it's just kind of a disappointing like follow up because I think 3, the original, is so cool and had unique ideas. Like I was saying, like the choice making and how much of the city you were actually exploring and backtracking. That's all just kind of gone very early on in this game, and just more straightforward kind of thing. And it is just disappointing. It makes me sad.
It could be so much more. Yeah, that's what it felt like. And that's a bad sign that like I felt that way from playing it without any experience with the original. Like I could just feel this was like very untapped, too linear at times too.
Yeah,
just
way too
even
linear.
like the hospital, like it just no secrets. There was just the game needed just a few extra rooms to maybe let me stretch my legs. Otherwise, it felt overly confined.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely worth checking out if you've played 2 remake and you want to see more. It's cheap, so go ahead and pick it up.
I did look beautiful again with like the neon letters outside and then it reflecting in the puddles. Beautiful. Wow.
Yeah, it was like the PS4 Xbox One generation. They have done new versions though. So if you have an Xbox Series X or whatever, PS5, there are versions for that now as well, which is really nice.
Yeah.
But I would recommend checking it out. Even though I have tons of problems with it, you should at least give it a spin if it's really cheap. It's like $20 probably or something like that. You can.
It also seems pretty necessary for everything that they're
if you just want context and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. You also can play the original Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 on PSN or GOG. So if you have not played those games, they are there. I don't know if they're on Xbox. I'm not sure if they are.
I think so.
Yeah, Maddie can check that, but I know for sure they're on GOG and
they have the remaster, right? Which is
not one. No, it's 2. They have one remake on Xbox, like the 1 remake, but the OG director's cut I don't think is on Xbox.
Oh, I didn't know there was a difference. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Wait, why you say it like that? There's a 2015 HD remaster. That's what I'm looking at. They say it's a 2015 HD remaster of the 2002 remake.
So the director's cut is a PS1 version of the game.
Okay.
It has some of the worst music I've ever heard in gaming too, by the way. It's incredible.
Oh no.
It's really incredible. Dude.
Nice.
You got
they took that version and remastered that version.
Yeah. Listen to the basement theme. You get time, listeners, for that game. It's insane.
Oh no! So you'd recommend playing the PS1 version, I'm guessing, then, right?
Yeah, if you want full context, absolutely. Especially if 3, I would be like, yo, you got to play 3 the most. Have you played Resident Evil Remake, Matty, in general?
No.
Oh shit! Okay. That's my favorite Resident Evil game. That's like the big dog, in my opinion. That's like one of the finest remakes ever made.
This is called. Is it called? What is it called? Like just
Resident Evil Remake.
Oh, literally just Resident Evil Remake. Oh, okay.
It's on Steam too.
Yeah, it's on Steam. So Maddie, there is door loading. Like when you open doors, there's loading. If that bothers you, do the PC version where you can put the mod into do door skips.
That's fine.
Because I know it does bother some people, but that's my favorite Resident Evil game. I love that game. And it's one of the finest remakes around.
And this sets up Jill? Am I understanding that correctly?
This is Jill. Yeah, so in RE1, you are Jill or Chris.
Okay, got it. Okay, I was making sure because what confuses me a little bit is what we were just talking about. On top of like, isn't there a Resident Evil like 0?
There is 0, yes.
Okay,
that's Rebecca and Billy.
Okay,
that takes place right before RE1.
Got it. Okay, thank you. Yeah, that was the one thing I was like,
I know it. Don't worry, they're probably making that as well. So there you go.
All right, cool.
There is an HD version of that though, of 0.
Okay,
that you can play.
Yeah, I have the Origins collection.
Okay,
on my PS4.
Oh,
so,
okay, cool.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, good to know. Good to know.
All right, we will get to RE4 a little bit later in the show. Next, we're going to move on to what I've been playing a little bit, which is Nioh 3.
Ooh, okay.
Nice.
Matty, are you a Nioh enjoyer?
I love Nioh.
You love Nioh?
Nioh 2 is incredible.
Okay.
And I really like Nioh 1 a lot, but Nioh 2 is like a beautiful iteration on everything. And Nioh 3 is like the one game that was the sacrifice of my Resident Evil pilgrimage. I was like, I can't take my eye off the prize here. Yeah. But that was like the game I was like kicking myself for the most. I was like, man, I really want to play it. So I'm hoping to hear some good things here, Brad.
Yeah. So I've played Nioh 1 and 2 as well, Matty. I've never finished either of them, but I've played them for like 40 hours. They're very long games for the most part.
Yeah.
And I usually just kind of get burnt out near the end.
Sure.
Nioh 3 so far has been the most enjoyable Nioh experience for me altogether. And there's a couple of new features in the game that I think just make it feels like they're swinging for the fences more with this game. 2 kind of felt like more of a refinement from 1. 3 is just kind of like, all right, let's elevate it a little more. Let's go a little further. Okay. I've been playing this on Steam. My playtime is it's a little over 7 hours. So there's a lot more for me experience. So there's a lot to this game. I'm sure you know, Matty, as a Nioh fan.
Yeah, I platinum both Nioh games. So you probably got it. I mean, if you want to go for 100% like I did, you probably got a nice 90 hours ahead of you.
Yeah, Nioh, and they're very complex games. I'll say that.
Yeah.
So this is good, Matty, because you have experience that can kind of bounce things off you. So in most Nioh games, you select your character creators back once again, like from 2. You can make a lot of customization, whatever you want to do. Usually how it works is you just build your character out. You put your stats and strength, stamina, heart, stuff like that, depending on what weapons you use. And that's kind of how you play throughout the whole game. In this game, they've added 2 kind of classes you swap between on the fly. So there is like your samurai style and then your ninja style. And you could switch between these basically just by holding R2. So you'll have 2 separate loadouts that you can use, your samurai load, your ninja loadout, and they play a little different. The samurai is the much more traditional, doing the key pulse and stuff like that, swapping the stances, the up, down, left, right, that more traditional Nioh kind of combat experience you're used to. But the ninja one is a little bit different. There's been ninjutsus and stuff in the past games, but how you play here is a little more different. Your ki goes down way slower when you're attacking. It's all about being much more quick. You can block, but you're not as focused on it like you would be maybe, or getting counters off in the samurai style. This time you have like this crazy dodge that you can do mid-combat or mid-combo to kind of get out of enemies' ways. If you push R1, you'll do like a little shadow clone, like dash around. And it's only for that ninja class to do, or the ninja form. So you can use that to kind of just dodge out of attacks and help you get around things. Because, of course, you're much more squishy in this form. I feel like this form, though, is just more powerful in general than what I've done with the samurai kind of thing. And this is what I've been seeing the consensus online. So I was kind of curious what people thought about it. And it seems like that is the way right now. But fear not, you can totally respec, I believe, anytime you want. So you can mess around with your builds. If you want to play samurai style, you like the key pulsing stuff, the stance switching, still there in the samurai thing. There's none of that in the ninja style. You're not key pulsing. You're not changing up attacks, down attacks, or low attacks, anything like that right now. It's much more simplified, I'd say, but it's much more dodge focused this time around. And you're very quick. So that's really fun. I've been doing that a lot. Tons of weapon types in the game, of course. I've been recently using tonfas, which are basically like these wood clubs you hold. Kind of like, I don't know, they look like a Ninja Turtles weapon or some shit like that. Beating the shit out of guys. Of course, Matty, all the elements, the crazy stats and all your gear. So much fucking gear. This game is constantly puking loot at you, which I don't love that about Nioh. Like,
Sure.
Kazan, the first Berserker, was like this as well. They're just puking loot at you like it's an ARPG. And I understand the appeal to that kind of stuff, but it's just personally not for me. I like loot to be a little more selective and feel a little more personal, I suppose. But I know a ton of people like that in Nioh, so it's back here in spades. So you can do crazy shit. I assume like you can in all the Nioh games later on, grinding set pieces, doing really insane builds. Tons of build variety, tons of flexibility how you want to lay out your character. So that's always fun. The biggest new thing this time around, though, compared to the past games, is it is open world now. I'm not talking like small open zones. I'm talking like it's open world actually now. Kind of like how Rise of the Ronin is the best example. What they also made, Team Ninja. I haven't run into like as many towns as that game, but there are some like settlements, I should say, where you can talk to people.
Oh,
and
interesting.
Stuff like
I
that.
didn't even expect that. That's cool.
Yeah, but I think the open world works really well here for this game because it is such a, Nioh games are very challenging games. So it gives you that Elden Ring style kind of chance to go back and explore a little more. If you get stuck at a guy or something like that, you could explore these zones and level up a little bit. There's tons of shit to level up, tons of buffs to get. Like you can find the little Dama guys, those little green boys that are in all the games. You find them, they give you some sort of currency you can use to power up your character and other things. You find statues, they give you another certain currency to level up stuff. There's a lot of shit like that, a lot of systems. So make sure to read everything very carefully when you go into this game. If you're new to Nioh, honestly, I would say if you're interested in the game, watch like a 10-minute video about things in Nioh to make sure you don't miss them. Because I think there is a lot you can miss if you've not played past Nioh games, especially with the loot and how that's all handled later on, like the forging and all that kind of shit. It can be very overwhelming. So please check out a guide real quick. Like I would do this for PoE if I was going to play PoE 2 or something like that. I'd be like, okay, I'm watching a 30-minute video of some guy breaking some shit down because it's an insanely complex game. Nioh is a very complex game. So that is here as well. You could fast travel easily between points, just kind of like your bonfire. So that's all there. Some of the story events take you to these zones that are like corrupted zones. And when you're in these, you can get chances at getting certain weapons that have unique weapon skills tied to them. Like one of them was like a down thrust for a certain type of weapon. But once you level up the familiarity with it, which is basically just using the weapon for a while, you will permanently unlock that skill. So you'll be getting these and you'll be kind of wanting to do that depending on your weapon types. So that's there. In this realm though, also, there's like it's like a demon realm essentially. So if you get hit, you kind of get like a permanent debuff on your health bar, but you can get it back up by dealing damage. So there are some effects they've added in these zones to make them a little more dangerous, which I think is fun. But of course you can like cleanse them. Then that area is totally fine from all that kind of stuff. So you're free to roam around.
Kind of like
Ubisoft
checklist sort of.
There was there's like camps to clear and everything like that. Yeah. It doesn't feel like I've done like 30 of them. I've done like 3, it feels like.
Okay.
So it's not kind of that repetitive feeling, I should say.
Nice.
But every upgrade, Matty, feels like worthwhile. You find stuff constantly. Even stuff as simple as like, hey, you found something. Here's a talent point for the ninjutsu skill. Here's your like ninja lock or your samurai locks that give you a low talent point. Here's this, you found this shard and it just kind of gives you a permanent buff now. So there are always things like that. There's something about leveling up the regions by doing a bunch of stuff. I don't really understand exactly what it means yet. I'm still kind of figuring all that stuff out. But I've been super impressed with the game so far. I've been having a lot of fun, more fun than I've had with Nioh 1 and 2. Still very early, though. I don't know how it'll go. It's still a challenging game. I'm curious to think what you'll think, Matty, whenever you get to it, because with all the freedom that you have to kind of grind, you're not stuck at a boss necessarily with nowhere else to go. You have more freedom in that sense. If you'll think it's way too easy or if it's easier. It's been so long since I've played Nioh 2 and 1. I haven't felt like where I'm like, oh, this is like so much easier, but maybe it is. It's just been a while for me. Like I've died on bosses like 5 times or something like that. So I'm curious to see how it gets down the line, but it's been a decent enough challenge so far. Nice. Guys can still fuck you up. Don't get me wrong, really quickly. The Nioh way, you can die in like 3 seconds. So that's all there. There's cool things like wandering mini bosses out in the world to fight. You get rewards from all of them. So definitely worth it to do all the content if you want to power yourself up. But yeah, so far I'm really enjoying it. I definitely want to play more. Oh, sorry. Of course, there's co-op play that makes a return.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So you can do a bunch. I haven't done any of that yet, but you can summon other players to help you with stuff. There are blue, like sword in the ground symbols. You can summon like AI companions on certain things. You need a currency to do it, but you can summon the computer to fight with you if you don't want to summon real players and all that kind of stuff. And there's these side missions. Of course, you get a bunch of side missions from characters, and they give you some good things. It'll unlock like new slots on your skill tree to get new moves. But yeah, there is a lot to this game. Lots of weapons to use, lots of builds, crazy amount of shit like that if you're into character builds. But so far, I'm digging it. I'm having a good time. I look forward to playing more.
Good. It sounds like classic Nioh with some new twists, which is good.
Yeah, it's exactly.
They didn't have like a busted formula, so I'm glad they kept it.
Yeah. Kind of just iterating on what made 2 good.
Yes.
But yeah, I think the open world, that's kind of like the biggest new thing. It works well here. So curious.
Yeah, that was the main thing I was most worried is probably not the right word because they'd done such a good job with the first 2 games. But after Elden Ring, like you saw like Code Vein 2, which just came out a couple of weeks ago, also was open world. And I'm like, okay, everyone saw what Elden Ring was doing. Like, is Nioh following suit? Because what I loved about Nioh 1 so much is that it was, to me, the first Souls-like competitor. Like, now we have so many, and there are a lot of great ones, but it was the first Souls-like competitor that I think stood toe-to-toe with FromSoft while also, like, doing its own thing. Like, it respected the design philosophy of a Souls-like game, but they were like, what if we threw, like, a little bit of our own heritage in here? Like, let's throw some Ninja Gaiden, let's throw some Samurai Warriors, let's throw Diablo in here. That was kind of new for them from what I've experienced at their games, and put it into this Souls-like experience where it's more of an RPG. And I thought they did an excellent job with that. So when I saw they were going open world, my first thought was, okay, are they following a trend, or is there some like purpose behind it? Is it better? Does it feel like an evolution? Like Nioh 1 to 2, there's a real evolution. Like it was refinement, but there was a real feeling of like gloves are off basically. So with Nioh 3, it's like, okay, you're comfortable now and you're kind of just looking for how to make this thing better. Was this just the easiest choice? So it sounds like it is a purposeful addition, which is good. That makes me very happy.
Yeah, I think it's working so far. I haven't finished the game, so who knows how I'd feel by the end, but so far I'm like, okay, I think this is a good addition. I'm glad you guys did this.
Good.
But yeah, there is a demo also of the game. I think it's a pretty meaty demo, so if you're curious about the game, you can check that out. I think your files carries over as well, so keep an eye out. Nice. It is only on PC and PlayStation right now. Xbox maybe down the line, but it's the only places to play it for now. Lock, you have any interest in Nioh?
I will never play another game set in Japan after the past couple of years. No, I'm kidding. Normally not, because I played Nioh 1 and 2, and those games are not for me. But our good friend Simon, who's been on the show twice too, told me that it's well, he was over exaggerating a little bit, but he also meant it. It's his game of the decade. Like, he loves this game so much. So I promised him I would try the demo, which I will at some point this week. But I haven't played. I saw someone stream. Dustin, I think, was streaming this last week. I think at some point. And I don't know. It looks cool, I guess, but I've had my fill of these types of games.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm a little burnt too.
Yeah, like the Souls games are it's cool, but I've seen enough, I think, and also it's so extremely hard. And I'm not that good at games anymore. So, would you say?
I got you, Locke. I got you.
You're 10 years younger.
No, I got you. Here's what we're going to do. You're going to play Lies of P. It's got an easy mode.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to sell Cog on this. Cog's been very resistant to Lies of P, and it's pissing me off now because I'm like, dude, because it's so good. It's got a great story. It's got great really lore, everything. Like, it's a fucking wonderful video game. And he's like, oh, I don't want to get mad. So here comes Ji-Won Choi and his team. And they're like, let's add this easy mode in for guys like Cog. And Cog's like, oh, I don't know. So, Locke, I need you to be the backbreaker here. I need you to buy this game with your hard-earned cash, play it on easy, and then be the salesman. Because everyone's tired of hearing me talk about it. But you will love this game. I have no doubt about it.
Yeah, because I remember, Matty, when I still did I think the videos for Retro Rebound, or maybe it was for your other channel. I think at some point, you had me edit a review for it, I think, and it looked really cool. And I know you loved it.
We did a final verdict video on that.
Yes,
that was for Mr. Matty. Yeah.
Yes, that was it. A couple of years ago, and it looked really cool back then. So I definitely want to try this. I know this game means a lot to you, so I'll definitely play it for you.
It's got easy mode. I'm telling you.
Hey, I'm not that bad, but
I don't think you're that bad. But everyone always uses the diffdifficity. I'm like, they got you. They've turned into an action game now, so just play it how you want to play it.
It's not so much that the difficulty of these games bother me, because I can power through it if I just focus and concentrate. Maybe I'll die a million times, but I'll get through the end. It's just that it annoys me. But no, that's a good point. That a lot of people love this game, but I know this game means a lot to you. You told me, I think, that it's one of your favorite stories, right, over the past couple of years in a game like this.
I swear in my life, yeah, which is crazy for this genre. Like, what I don't want, why I annoy people about this game so much is, like, to me with Lies of P is that when they announce their sequel, which I think they're going to do any time now, when they announce their sequel and it goes where they tease it's going to go, people are going to be like, "What the fuck is going on here? Like, what way is this what they meant?" And that will ruin one of the best surprises that the first game has.
Well, I can tell you that I already know that surprise, so that sucks a little, but that's okay.
You know what? It's still a great game. Get the fuck in there.
Your fault. It's your fault. I edited it for you, but it was I'm kidding. No. But yeah, I know your taste, and I completely align with your taste. So I'm sure I'll love it. I'll play it this year. I promise you, I'll play it this year. I'm very excited for it.
Oh, he's promise. I'll play Baldur's Gate too.
Oh, now okay. now you've done it. Now you've done it. But no. Yeah. I'll definitely play. I'll also try Nioh 3 for Simon. But I already know that it can be awesome. But I don't think that it will be a game for me. But I'm happy so many people seem to like it. Is it doing well? Because I'm not hearing a lot of stuff about it.
Nioh 3?
Yeah.
Oh, it was like the best performing game on Steam ever.
Yeah.
Their best performing game.
It's like almost 100K players.
Okay. Oh, awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Once. So,
okay.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Great stuff.
Pretty good. Okay. Yeah. Pretty good for them.
Okay. That's awesome.
All right, boys, it's time for Sort It Out. On this segment, we're just talking about something in the game industry we're not pleased with and can use some work. Lockmore, anything for you this week that you think needs sorting?
Yes. All the art directors in the entire world. Stop. Stop what you're doing.
Stop.
Listen to me. Be original. Of course, it's about Horizon Hunters Gathering, or what is it called again? Hunter Gatherers. Hunters Gathering. We did the SS Plus with Colin, right? Which was fun to do, very fun to do. And he said something there which stuck with me. And he said that a lot of people think that everything looks like Fortnite these days, right? And I think he makes a good point. But I can also see the other side, because a lot of stuff just does look like Fortnite these days. Maybe the art style of Horizon Hunters Gathering isn't one-to-one to Fortnite, and it's just cartoony, but it looks enough like Fortnite so that people who are not interested will say, oh, it's Fortnite again, or it's that style again. So I get the argument from both sides there. I just feel like we're kind of in a weird period here where art direction seems to be more and more lost in certain big AAA games. I'm thinking about, Matty, we talked about this the other day, Spider-Man 2.
Oh, God, yeah.
There's been a couple more over the last couple of years where it's just, it all kind of blends together. It all kind of looks the same. I miss the originality of like older games of where art direction was everything. And art direction isn't graphics. Like graphics can look pretty or it can look bad. Or look at something like Valheim, which is very simple graphics, but the art direction there is amazing. So it looks fantastic. So it is possible to make something original and beautiful while still not heavily investing in graphics. And I just wish more developers would do that, especially when it comes to live service. Look at Arc Raiders or look at Marathon. Great example. Two games in the same genre, but who look vastly different, which I think is commendable for both developers. But then you look at Horizon Hunters Gathering, and it's not, I'm harping too much on this game. It's just a prime example now because it's new. Because I guess Highguard maybe also falls into that category. Although I think Igard had something going with it with the art style maybe there. It's just the purple, the in your face bullshit constantly, the bright lights, the bright colors, everything seems to mean designed for kids. And maybe it is. Maybe I'm just not the target audience anymore. That's also possible. But I wish live service developers would put in a little bit more effort into that department, into their art direction, into being more original. I guess that's a risk too, because if you do look like Fortnite, maybe there's an extra chance it'll do better. Maybe that's what their market research says. I don't know. But to me, as an older gamer, I would love something original again, like something new, like something like Arc Raiders. Look at what that did. Look at the way that game looks.
The visual style of Arc Raiders?
Yeah, the art direction in Arc Raiders looks amazing. I feel.
I don't really like it, but
you don't like it?
No.
Like when you go outside, what's that map called?
I think some of the environments look good. I don't like the way the characters look in that game.
You don't?
And their design. No, I don't.
Oh, I personally. Okay. Without their attributes, they just look like cookie cutter characters. Of course.
No, I mean even like their outfits and stuff.
Oh, you don't like the outfits?
No, I don't think they're that special.
Fuck you. No.
I mean, I get it. It's a great game.
No, I get it. I can see where you're going. But I'm more meant like, what is that map called? You know, the one where you go outside. And Matty, we also, or Brad, we said it looked like that other game, Adamfall.
Yeah. What is the map? Bluegate? Is that it?
Bluegate, yeah. You go outside and it looks like Adamfall. That's so original. Yeah. I think that's so original. You don't see that in a lot of games. Or man, it's been a while since I played it. Not Stargate. What is the map called with this? The Spaceport. Yeah. It's so original. I think that is so cool. Like, I wish other games would implement that. Stuff like that. So that's my sorted out.
I agree. Because when we were talking about it, Locke, we were chatting about like, I'm one who does not hate the art style of Hunter's Gathering.
Sure.
But I think the vibrancy and the colors trigger people. And developers need to be a little aware of that. Just like there was we were at a time during the 360 PS3 generation where gray and brown triggered people, just the same way now bright colors trigger people. And I think artists need to use their color palette a little more intelligently. And I think, by God, dude, if you are using purple heavy-handedly, stay the fuck away, dude. Like, it's just so obvious. Like, people are calling it the purplification. And I can't blame it, because here we have another live service game. And just like I think of Suicide Squad, the Justice League, where you have like purple Brainiac in the clouds in the sky with this big glowing ray, this game has the same thing. I agree with Locke that it's a little weird seeing us like continue to like go back down this road. And I think part of the problem also lies with how long you have to wait for the course correction, right? By that, I mean, people like Guerrilla Games, Horizon Zero Dawn is like one of the most memorable game reveals for me. Like, I always remember PlayStation showing that at E3 and just being like, what is this? Dinosaurs, but also robots. There's like tribalism, like such a weird, different, interesting universe. You get the sequel in 2022, and now you're getting this game probably by 27. And when you have Schreier stepping in and saying, hey, Horizon 3 is a ways off, most of the Guerrilla team is working on this, that means that to get the next thing you care about, they decided that it was okay for you to wait probably close to a decade. And this type of careless decision making in AAA, just like, I know they're not fortune tellers and they can tell like, oh man, these trends are going to go wrong, and they're 3 years deep and they're like, well, what do we do now? Pull the plug. I know they have to kind of march forward, but there needs to be more intelligent artistic decisions made that don't just instantly bury your game. At least ones that aren't immediately obvious. That's the problem with this game. Is it reminds me more of Arcane, and Arcane's beautiful. But when you look at something like this art style versus like Monster Hunter Stories 3, which is blowing up on Twitter for the exact opposite reason, like people are like, look how beautiful this looks. That's a very vibrant video game, very colorful, kind of Nino Kuni, Breath of the Wild. That's like, there's just little things you can do with that vibrancy. And I think it also clashes a little with the universe, like the character proportions, the usage of color. Like if you go through the wiki on any of these Horizon characters, none of them look like what the playable characters are. And I also joked about it on stream when talking about it, but there is like the Marvel smirk in the trailer, which, you know, the hand on the shoulder, I'm like, all right, guys, like, it lacks, as Locke said, it lacks a sense of like innovation. And I'm not saying create a new art style for me. That's not easy, but there's got to be, y'all are professionals. There's got to be something. I'm not saying go back to pixel art. You can have your realism, or you can have your crazy art style, but like what if it was like realism, but these characters had highlights behind them that were a little more arcane like, you know, like what if it was a little more watercolor-esque? I don't know. I just don't think it's smart. I get the idea that these are artists, they want to express themselves in different ways, but there's also business that just seems to be ignored every time. Of like, you establish a series that is dedicated to photorealism, 2 entries in a row, and then like your third mainline entry, by the way, ignoring everything else. You know, the only game that gets away from this in a logical way is the Lego game, but everything looks realistic, and then your next entry is like a complete artistic diversion from anything you know about this series. Just doesn't work, man. It doesn't, just creative freedom doesn't work that way. Like, it's got to work both ways. It's got to work for your team. It's got to work for your players. And this doesn't work for the players, I don't think. So I don't think, like, I created this spectrum. Like, the bottom of this totem pole is kind of like a Concord, like a very uninspired, very bland, whatever. In the middle, little lower middle is like a high guard. Like, I don't look at that and get deeply offended. I'm just like, this looks, I could pick this game out of like Steam instantly among I'm wording it wrong. I couldn't pick this out in Steam from a group of live service games because it's just it blends in. This slides up a little bit more because it does look memorable. I do like the arcane style, but it's so familiar in so many of its elements that I'm just like, I don't like the feeling as an optimistic gamer of like seeing something and being like, you know what? I think I'm going to skip this one before I even touch it. I'm just like, yeah, like this, because the art style is derived from the world. And one thing Horizon does really well is world building, and it is its setting. And when you remove what's special from that, at least for me, you got nothing. So I don't want to hate on the game completely. I'm sure there are fun elements to it, but I've played these games before, you know, is what I'm saying. And I just hope the art directors in the industry take a good, long, hard peer in the mirror, because a lot of these games are being doomed the second they get announced. And I know there's outrage and that's all the rave, but I do think there is something at the core of it all that people have to respond to at some point. You can't just keep ignoring it.
Yeah, well, that's also a thing. I see that all the time everywhere now. Like, people say like, oh, everyone's always so negative. But that's true to some extent, but it's also justified sometimes. Like, people weren't negative when Arc Raiders was announced. The first time Marathon was announced, before the plagiarism and everything, people weren't that negative about it either, about the art style. People are negative about this one for a reason. Like, it's not just to hate on it because hating is cool. Like, there's also a reason why people aren't that hard on it. But it also seems like we're harping on this game. It's not just this game. It's like a lot of games, right? Like, it's not a Hunter's Gathering is the devil.
It's a continuation of a problem, right? And part of what doesn't help the problem is these developers probably look at the conversation online. They're like, these people don't know anything, because like, I'll see people watching like Resident Evil Requiem or Crimson Desert, like, oh, Unreal Engine slop. And I'm like, no, like, both of these are proprietary, like the RE engine, and I know Pearlbis has their own proprietary engine, but like, now people just see photorealism, they're like, oh, it's Unreal Engine 5, like it's gonna run like shit. You know, and that's up to, I think, developers to like explain their tech stacks and like how they work a little bit better, because it's different for everyone and how they optimize their games. But you know, it like, I get why some developers are just like these idiots, you know, but at the same time, like, you got to ignore that to get to the root of the problem, which is like artistic stagnation, just like we had during the 360 generation. I'll be the first to call myself out. Games like Hunter's Gathering are what I was asking for in the terms of a color palette. I mean, during that 360 PS3 generation, because everything was so brown. And some of my favorite games are brown, like Fallout 3. But eventually you want to see colors, and the PS4 and Xbox One really gave birth to, like, I think, a much more diverse color palette in the indie genre as well. And like, all of that exploded. But now we're so far into vibrancy that, because of the most popular games out there, that I think we need to find like a medium, at least for these big AAA developers. I know the industry at large experiments with different styles. Like, one of my favorite artistic directions is actually Space Marine 2. Like, oh my God, beautiful, like, fidelity, but artistically driven in a way where like the things you see in the distance, like the wars happening and whatnot. Oh my God, dude. Like, it captures your imagination. Again, that's why I always say the art style is always derived from the world in some way. Like, it's how you capture what is unique about your lore. And like, this this Hunter's Gathering, I'm going to pick on it a little bit more. I'm like, it just does no favors to an otherwise very interesting world. You know, the characters in it aren't that interesting, and this cements that as well. So it feels like it's doubling down on like not the best elements.
I don't understand why they dropped it a week and a half after Highguard. I guess maybe they didn't have a choice anymore and there were contracts or whatever, but what a stupid time to drop that trailer. Like people are still hating on, like it just happened a week before. How come you do it again? Like,
yeah, we'll be different this time. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they didn't want it in there. We know
state
as we're recording this, a state of play. Yeah, maybe they're like,
guys.
That's my guess.
It did go trending on its own. Like it did. You know, I mean, the Horizon series, at least the first entry, pulled a ton of numbers. So there is interest, but I'm curious if this will overcome all of that. That's what I'm interested in. And like, I think the series has sold like a combined 38 million or something like that.
It's great.
Most of the sales were for the first game. The second game did sell what seems to be, they never give a specific number, but given the other two games at the time they were counting were the VR and the Lego game, I'm like, I wouldn't even give that 1 million. So Forbidden West probably sold 10 plus million. So I'm curious what Hunter's Gathering can do. Certainly the fan base is there. But are they there so hardcore that like this will do the trick? Because at least out of all the crap we've seen throughout the few years, I think this one has the potential to be fun. It looked interesting in that regard, but
sure.
Yeah, I think gameplay wise, it looks pretty fun. I definitely want to check it out. I like Monster Hunter games, roguelite elements in there. I'm in, dude. Sounds fun to me. But I'm going to piggyback off you guys with my sorted out, which is shitty character design. Please stop with shitty character designs that no one wants to play as. I don't know who's making the calls at these companies, but you're making characters that no one likes, and it's a death sentence for your game immediately. People saw like a guy in Highguard for 2 seconds and they were immediately out.
Yeah.
It is so important to make characters that people like and want to play as. Not some fucking huge fat bitch with the peg leg or whatever in Horizon. It's like with the tiny head. It's like, what's going on here, man? I don't know. So please, devs, stop making such fucking ugly characters in your games.
Oh my god. God, such a mouth. I didn't know this about you.
He's getting angry, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm tired of seeing these characters. It's just look like shit. No one wants to be them, man. You look at all those Concord characters, it's like none of these are cool. I don't want to be anyone from this.
The character that you were referencing is when Locke and I were talking, I was saying to him like, okay, if a comparable, and I hate to say this, but a comparable is like Ellie from Borderlands, right? Like she's, I feel like an asshole. She's comically large.
Yeah,
and
she's obese.
That's the point of her character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No one wants to play as her, you know? Like that's the point. Like the game knows that, and the game riffs off it. And that's why she works and why she ends up being like an interesting sub character. But like what they're doing here at the like, I don't know who gets the green light on this stuff. Like I always thought fiction characters were supposed to inspire you and get away from sort of like a self-reflection if it is something like that, you know? Like I don't know, man. It just character design is also a little, I think that's a legitimate lost art for a lot of teams right now, and I don't know, I can wager guesses, but I don't know truly the root cause. Like it just seems like we're a little too loosey goose on what we're letting slide through. Like there's no like definitive no's that feel like they're happening where it's like, these are the,
because it's probably
like,
all,
I mean,
like
they showed like what 6 playable characters. It's like one thing if she's like a drop in a 28 character bucket or something like that, but you know, or it's like, it's another thing if it's like Bob, right? Bob just got revealed for Tekken season 3, and like this dude's like wearing a full on like tracksuit, holding the burger in his hands and everything like that. Like, you know, and I mean, Cog told me the origin of his character is like a comedy based thing.
Yeah, he's like Dan.
So, you know,
I mean, I have no problem with like joke characters and stuff like that. You just got to make them interesting as well. Sure. If you want to like think of like Roadhog from Overwatch, humongous fat pig man, visually striking though. And you're like, there's something about this guy that I got to check out.
What about the Murray from Sly Cooper? There's another one. Heavy set guy.
Murray. Yeah.
Thunderflop. You know, come on now, right? Just great comedic edge.
Yeah.
Delivers one of the most emotional parts of the game and the series and Sly too. Like,
I swear to God, if these fucking characters are quipping and shit, acting like Marvel characters again in Horizon, dude, it's like... Someone's got to get fired. You stop having committees vote characters or whatever and having like a board of like 30 people talk about these characters. Someone needs to have some balls and make some calls and be like, no, this fucking sucks. We're not doing it. Players don't want this. Let me give you an example. Not every game has to be like this, but these devs are getting their asses kicked by gacha games and stuff like that. People want those fucking characters and they will spend thousands to get them and play as them. It's insane.
That's because people inherently like beauty. Like that's why you have no ugly movie stars. Like there are a couple, but people like to look at things that are pretty, and the same goes for games. And there's nothing wrong with that either. I don't understand why mostly Western studios are doing this. Like they're making their characters ugly on purpose, or like normal on purpose. They make them look like normal people. But why? I don't get why they do that. There's no purpose in doing that, because that's not why you play a game for escapism. You don't play a game so you can think, oh, I am in the game. Look at me go. No, you're watching a movie for escapism. You're not watching a movie to think that you are in the movie.
Yeah. I think it works for I think of like a Spider-Man, really any superhero game, but I'll think of like Spider-Man as an example, right? Like you are Spider-Man, you have this striking suit. He's like chiseled as hell. And I think of Spider-Man 2 on in 2005, like these NPCs look like fucking garbage, bro. Yeah. They look just like normal average Joes. And that's the point. You are the hero, right? Yeah. You are the most interesting thing at every moment. And I feel that mindset needs to carry into any game. Like you may not be making a superhero game, but you need to think of your characters, like the playable ones, at least, as the superheroes. I think if this cast, for the most part, is a bunch of characters that you just talk to in your base or whatever, dude, no one gives a fuck. It's like, okay, what functionality do you have attached to you? You're a shopkeeper, whatever. You can be as big or as small as you want. But like when they're playable, it just changes the dynamic, because it's like, who's the hero? What are they doing? What's their story?
Yeah. Character designs sell games.
Yeah.
Clearly. So
they're the face of franchises, bro. Yeah. Like you got to put these face. Like I always think about the face on the box, right? When you go to buy your consoles, maybe that's a dying thing as time goes on. I don't know, but like you look at the back of the box. Like I think of the original Xbox, like Master Chief was there, and there was like a bunch of other IP, like Nightcaster was there. This guy holding like a staff, and that captures your imagination. Like it's obvious. I don't know. We don't need to explain it. We don't need to belabor the point. It's like
Tomb Raider.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, there's so many. Resident Evil we were talking about earlier. That's another one. Leon's a perfect example of that.
You just think like you want these devs would want to sell as many copies as possible for their games to be as profitable and successful as possible, but they're just shooting their self in the foot right away. And we've seen it happen time and time and time again.
Yeah. Do you think that's also because you're not allowed to criticize this, or for a long time you weren't allowed to criticize it?
You mean like devs themselves?
No,
or like us? No, I mean we can criticize them.
Well, now we can, but I feel like if we would have had this conversation 3 years ago, we were bigots and assholes and
probably racist bigots. Yeah, I'm sure.
Exactly.
Sure. Yeah.
Zane wrote in and said, sorted out. People lumping in those of us who have legitimate criticisms and concerns about Horizon Hunters gathering with perpetual angry, hates everything crowd. I am a fan of the Horizon series and thought a co-op game should be an easy day one buy. With Hunters Gathering, they've said fuck you to the existing fans of the series in favor of having an art style that appeals to children. Roguelike mechanics and highly questionable character designs. Who is this game for? Certainly not Horizon fans.
Yeah. Growth isn't everything. That's the moral of the story. Gotta respect your base.
You gotta respect.
I would say gamers are the ultimate gatekeepers. Like TV shows are a great example of that, right? You have to please the core base. Like in the case of Fallout Season 1, like the Fallout fans loved it. It became like Prime's biggest show, right next to was it The Boys or something like that? Like it. Yeah. Like because you pleased your core audience, like it'll go to those masses, but you have to make it something worth talking about. So, yeah.
KB wrote and said, hey, gents, not joints. I'd like to issue a sorted out and get something off my chest that I know a lot of gamers are feeling. Character designs need a serious course correction. The New Horizon game is the latest example, but this issue shows up across a lot of modern releases. Maybe the gameplay ends up being great, but this conversation keeps coming up over and over in the industry. Why does creating badass, visually appealing characters feel like pulling teeth these days? No one is asking for every character to look like Eve from Stellar Blade. That's a straw man people reach for whenever the topic comes up. Players just want characters that are cool enough to actually want to play as. This is the same studio that gave us the Helghast, some of the most iconic and badass character designs in the medium.
So
I feel
true.
like there's an outright refusal to make characters look appealing anymore, almost as if artists have a major axe to grind with what traditionally makes characters appealing in the first place. I honestly can't understand why. It's eye-rolling. What say you? Thanks.
I didn't even think of the Hellgas part.
We agree, KB. We agree.
Yeah.
You just got to make your characters cool and appealing. Like you said, they all don't need to be like sex symbols like Eve or anything like that. Just make them fucking cool. That's it.
Yeah, cool.
And whatever these people's idea of, because I'm sure these characters they're making they think are cool, they don't know what the fuck cool is.
They're making themselves.
Go,
That's
cool
the problem.
Cool.
They're making someone who looks like themselves.
Yeah,
they think,
that's true.
They think they're important enough to put themselves in a game, but they're not.
Yeah.
Nobody
So,
is.
Sort that fucking shit out. God.
Yeah.
Sick of it. All right. Boys, exact opposite time. Keep it up.
Angry.
Yeah.
So angry.
Oh, I'm angry. Because I can't, there's just going to be more and more. I'm like, wow, everyone looks like shit in this.
Well, at least we're at a point in time now where we can discuss it. I'm happy that
and people
that
are pushing
we
back
can,
now.
Yes,
which is
I'm
good.
happy that existed at least.
I agree.
Keep it up. The exact opposite. Stuff we're pleased with in gaming. Lockmore, are you pleased with anything this week?
Yes, I'm very pleased. It's a little studio, a little indie studio called Siege Wizard. I don't know if you guys ever heard of this studio.
No.
They're very small, and they made this game called Pluto. It releases on March 9th on Steam. I think it's PC only, but we were talking about art direction and character design, and the art direction of this game is phenomenal. It's very unique. It all looks hand-drawn. It looks amazing. The story of this game is so fun. It made me laugh. The premise is very simple. It's your niece's birthday. She invites you, but you can't go because you're a wizard and you're in jail. And now you have to escape from jail. It's so cool. It's such a cool premise. It's a rogue deck builder. I made the trailer for them. Ben Smith, who used to work for Last Stand, of course, great friend of ours. He works for Indie EO now. They're the ones who are publishing this game, so that's how we got into contact. Or that's how they got into contact with me. But I played their demo. Their demo is out on Steam now. The full game releases on March 9th. And it really is a super fun game. I'm not just saying that because I'm not making any money off it. They already paid me for the trailer, so it doesn't matter to me. But it really is a super fun game, super original. And I think it's so fun to talk with these developers, to talk with these guys who made this game, because they were so passionate telling me about their rogue deck builder that it really made me feel happy talking to them because they can put their product out there on Steam. It's very successful. Looking at how it's doing, how the wish lists are doing and stuff. So great game. It's an inspiration for everybody who's making a game. I think. Small
I just
studios
added it
like
to my
this.
wish list. This looks. I forgot that this was coming out. This looks really good.
Yeah. So the game is called Pluto by Siege Wizard.
Okay.
Very nice.
Maddie, what about you?
Yeah, I got two this week. I had no sorted outs. It's funny, but I had two keep it ups. The first was to Capcom. They're kind of just rolling right now, dude. Obviously, I've given my keep it up to Capcom multiple times, but in particular, obviously Requiem's on the brain. But really what I want to talk about is Monster Hunter Stories 3.
Yeah, it looks great.
I just love seeing that this game, their commitment to this series, that it's a spin-off series, right? Like Monster Hunter is so big, it's doing its own thing. And I know it's big enough now. I mean, the Wilds came out and sold like 10 million copies in the same month. So it's big enough to earn its own spin-offs and stuff. But this started off as a DS franchise. I know the first one some people had said was mid. The second one was better. But to come back a third time, I think it's just amazing dedication to something, and it's paying off. I'm watching, on social media, like I'm getting clips recommended to me. People are showing the cooking, the flying, the scale, the combat. That's kind of rock, paper, scissors. And, it's funny because they're doing so good that when we were talking about RE3 Remake, that is kind of recent. It's a recent miss for them, but they're doing so many different, good, interesting things and delivering so consistently that you kind of forget about a miss like that, or it's a lot more forgivable, even for, I think, maybe the biggest RE fans out there. And so I just wanted to say, keep it up to them because I really am excited for Monster Hunter Stories 3. I played a lot of Pokemon growing up, but then moved on over to Digimon last year with Time Stranger. That was fun. And this looks like a game better than both of those. So I'm excited for this one. I went from not really being super interested in playing it to like seeing people talking about it, showing the depth, showing the changes between the second and third entry, seeing how I was not ready for how beautiful this game looked, but also how much more open it was and you could fly around on your mount. And there's a trial out now when your save carries over, and apparently it's a massive demo. So I really want to give this one a rip, see what's going on here. But it looks like they've got one on their hands. Like everyone's talking Requiem, but I think this is going to make some waves in kind of the turn-based world. So I'm excited for them, and I'm excited that they're supporting still these kind of smaller things, if you will. I mean, this looks like a big game, but just maybe not the most popular spin-off of them all. And now it's being rewarded for that, which because they kept committing to quality. The other we talked about briefly, so I'll keep it brief on my end. Nioh 3 player base. I think it's awesome to see. I forgot what game Team Ninja did last, but like they kept moving up the chart a little bit with Steam, but to see Nioh 3 do that when I feel like it didn't have enough noise before its launch. Like Nioh 2 had some good noise, but Nioh 3, like having that kind of player count on Steam, I think is a really good sign. And I'm happy to see that they're being rewarded for what looks like a really great game. That's another one I can't wait to get to. I'm going to have to wait a little bit into the year because my March is going to be pretty stacked, but Nioh 3 looks excellent. I can't wait to play it. So I'm just glad to see these two devs thriving, in different ways, but that like a third entry in this franchise is being rewarded. And I'm curious if they keep with like a Nioh 4 or if they go on to something else. So yeah, keep it up to Capcom, keep it up to Team Ninja. Great stuff all around.
Excellent. I'm just going to give mine to Blizzard for Overwatch 2. Keep it up. Your update coming out has been very impressive. It came out today, actually. Added 5 new heroes. They're going to add 5 more for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Awesome. Overwatch dropped the 2. It's now just back to Overwatch. So good job. You didn't need the 2 there anymore. So I'm glad you just reverted it. But in my opinion, they've really turned this game around. And it's a really, really good game. And I'm going to read this. I forgot who wrote it and I accidentally deleted their name. So sorry, you got sent to the void. But I have your message here still. Keep it up to Team 4 at Blizzard, who have quietly turned Overwatch around since its disappointment of Overwatch 2. Although we never got the PvE content, Team 4 has done all the right things, from bringing back 6v6, making all heroes free, the new Stadium mode, and the much healthier game balance. I would argue that the last 2 years have been the best iteration of Overwatch ever. Don't get me wrong, 2016 was like nothing else, but it was never sustainable once the hype died down and the meta was figured out. Not to mention the 10th anniversary update. We're getting 10 new heroes this year, with 5 launching this week, new story content, and much more to overhaul the game. After I bounced off Marvel Rivals, which still suffers from the optimization issues, it was clear to me how important it is to have that extra level of polish, especially in audio and visual feedback, which Overwatch doesn't get enough credit for. Thanks, and have a I can't believe Overwatch is 10 years old, almost 10 years old kind of day. Yeah, we're getting old. There it is.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, competition's good, bro. This is why Marvel Rivals coming in and kicking the shit out of them was really good, because I don't think they do this without that.
Definitely. I don't know if I can read this next name, but
oh my God.
I'm just going to leave it. I'm not really sure. We'll play it safe.
Yeah, I would skip.
What's good, boys? I'd like to issue a keep it up to PlayStation. Their live service push has saved me so much money this gen that I've been able to divert to the important things in life. Hookers, blow, and neck tattoos. My wife and I salute you, PlayStation. Truly the company who cares about the little guy. There you go. That's what all your lifesavers push has gotten you. Neck tattoos and hookers and blow.
There you go.
Thanks, PlayStation.
That's all that matters.
All right, just a quick game recommendation from the audience for the audience. This is from Mattery Jaguar. Very nice. Sup, fellas? I have a game recommendation for everyone. Ender Magnolia Bloom in the Mist. It's a criminally slept on Metroidvania from last year. Do yourselves a favor and check it out. Thank you for your thoughtful consideration. I played the first one. I really liked it. So yes, I do want to play the second someday.
Buddy of mine loves that game.
Looks
good
beautiful.
Shit. All right, let's see here. Resident Evil 4 Remake. We talked about 2 and 3, but now we'll go to 4 a little bit. Dakota Hinrich wrote in and said, hey, yo, summon boys. Question for everyone playing the original or played RE4 Remake. How does it stack up compared to the original? I never got into the remakes, but have been eyeing them more and more lately. All right, how do you feel a remake stacks up to the original?
What I can go first if you want to.
Sure.
The original, I don't know if you guys know this, but the original, I think it released in 2005 on the GameCube. That, of course, you know, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't have a console, so I played it on PC. And on PC, it released 2 years later in February of 2007. But what was really weird about the PC game, or the PC release at the time, is that it didn't have mouse support. So the gun had the laser, but you had to aim with your arrow keys. So when I got it on PC, the game was so super difficult because of that, which also added to the difficulty of it. I loved it back then. I finished the whole game. I loved it, but I'm already halfway through the remake right now, so I can't speak to the whole game yet. But so far, I think the remake is fantastic. I think it's so much fun to play. It's like an action game. It is an action game. It's like an action movie. I was about to say. It's like. The pacing is very fast. Like, there's not a whole lot of story so far, at least where I'm at. But it's very fun to play. Like, the weapons feel better than in RE2 and RE3. It looks better. It moves better. I think, Brad, I told you this morning. I think it's a little bit too janky to be an action game for my taste. Like, suddenly there's zombies like clipping in my back or holding me where they're not supposed to, and it's a little bit annoying. It's a little bit clippy, a little bit janky, but I don't mind because it's so much fun to play. I think it's a great game. I love. Maybe this is gonna sound bad, but I love the slight Ubisoftification of the map, like where you have to shoot like the blue medallions, and then when you see them. When you run around and you see them, they're also marked on the map, so you don't have to look everywhere constantly. The gems are marked on your map, so you know where to go, you know where to go back. I think those are very good quality of life improvements. I think the zombies themselves are annoying in a good way, like the villagers, the Spanish village, or I guess they're Spanish. The Spanish villagers are creepy, annoying, but in a good way. Their attack patterns are always unpredictable. The only thing that's really bugging me so far, I think I'm about halfway through the game. I think I just passed the castle part, which I think is maybe halfway through. The only thing that really annoys me in this game is Ashley. I hate Ashley. I hate escort missions. Because like I said before, there's been so many times where I thought I was finally in the clear. I finally did it, and boom, I shot her in the face. I even did it on purpose out of frustration a couple of times because she just gets in the way or just starts yelling or screaming or whatever. So I like the parts where you can tell her to get in the closet, and then she stays there and shuts up, and then you can actually play the game without someone nagging next to you. But other than that, great game, fantastic, great. I can't wait to see how it ends. There's one more thing I like less than the original. Well, I won't spoil who it is, but there's a character that shows up whose voice actress changed, I think.
It did.
Compared to the original, and it's not good here. And there's also an enemy, a very special enemy, which is very iconic, which they changed his look, and he looks weird to me now, and his voice is also not as good as the original.
Salazar? Is that who you mean?
Yes. I don't like the changes to him either, because I remember the first time when I played it back in 2007, he always looked like a creepy little midget kid to me, but now he looks like an old man to me, so that's less creepy. But other than that, great game. It looks phenomenal. I'm playing it on PC, of course. I assume it looks equally phenomenal on the PS5 Pro or Xbox Series X. It looks amazing, man. The fire in this game, everything in this game. Great game. I can't wait to get to the end. Well, no, I hope it lasts me a long time, of course, but I can't wait to see what else they do in the second half of the game. Fantastic game. Having a great time with it.
Matty,
I think compared to the original, if I'm like nitpicking, I like the UI a little bit more in the original. I think that was a little more artistically driven. Otherwise, though, I mean, I like how this game plays with time of day. You know, when you first arrive, like when I first played this game, I like how you're kind of in like the original a dead forest, and it's this kind of gray brown, like it's very drab feeling. When you first get there in RE4 Remake, it's vibrant. Like there's a lot of like it's fall leaves and stuff. But as this is not a spoiler because then we're talking like opening hour-ish of the game. Like it starts to get a little bit messier. It starts to rain. It starts to get darker out. And as time passes in your mission, the environment represents that, and it gets to that point that I was talking about earlier. So I like the remake kind of rethinking those little things there. Like, oh, Leon's on this mission for a while. Things should change visibly. Like it should be nighttime in certain instances. It should be raining in certain instances. It should be sunny or like just sun setting when he begins his mission. Those little things went a long way for me on sort of the difference there. Otherwise, I think this plays really well compared to 4 played super well, the original. I don't know if I just haven't seen it yet, but I liked how many different takedowns there were in RE4. Like RE4, the original, I have a clip on my Retro Rebound video of me literally suplexing a guy on a stair set. Like you'll know because you edited that. That shit was fucking awesome. I only roundhouse kick people in this game.
The suplex is in the game.
It was awesome. Yeah.
It is? Okay, good. All right. So I just didn't see it. So yeah, I just like the melee variety because I did see the reason I was second guessing Brad is I saw like a couple others. Like I saw one where like Leon ran and hit him with like a flying knee because I sprinted in and then hit the melee button. So I was like, there has to be more here. But yeah, I just think overall, like this game nails everything that was special about RE4. I think also the way they build Leon's dialogue a bit is so good. Like his one-liners, it is that right amount of campiness. Like I think without him you can get away with it because he's an established character. I wonder if like you had a new character who talked like Leon, how he would be received, just because like people see any one-liner as like Marvel, and that's immediately what they go to. But I love the way Leon talks in this game, and it looks like with Requiem they're kind of carrying it forward. Like when the doctor picks up the chainsaw in the trailer and Leon backs away and says, I think I'm going to take a second opinion. Like I love that shit, bro. I love lines like that. And Leon is full of them this entire game. So yeah, you're not missing anything, I think, from the original by playing the remake, if that's kind of what Dakota's getting at here. But for me, man, I think this is a phenomenal game. I'm not like crazy about the forced stealth segments. Not forced, I should say, but moments where stealth makes sense. It feels like the island part is where it's the most useful and feels at home because I think the level design supports it. But otherwise, there's parts where it's just like, oh, this is a part where we probably want you to crawl and backstab a couple of Ganados, and that's really it. But I think otherwise, it's a very fun arcadey game. There's challenges you're completing, there's treasure to hunt for, there's weapons to tune and upgrade. It's just a really fun video game at the end of the day. I love how it plays. I love the mastery that comes with it. And I played this one on hardcore. I had a tough time. Like I got smoked in some boss fights. I had to really like learn and lock in and challenge myself. And this is like New Game Plus, so I'm sure there are people out there who are way better than me. But like I had some of my weapons upgraded and stuff ready to go, and I fired up hardcore and like these bosses were tough, man. Because once that body armor goes, like Leon's down in a hit or two. Like it's difficult. So a good challenge as well. And I've never even tried professional, which I thought about it. I'm glad I didn't. No, because the hardcore, particularly the bosses, got me pretty good. So yeah, awesome game.
Hell yeah. Yeah, good shit. If you play it, make sure to play the DLC they added for the game as well. Starring Ada, separate ways. It's much better than the original this time around as well. So check that shit out. Mandatory. All right. Lockmort, Outer Worlds 2. You returned.
I have returned, yeah. I think about a month ago, when I was the last time I was on Summon San this year, I talked about Avowed, right? And I wasn't a big fan of Avowed.
Great segment.
Oh, thank you. I thought Avowed was a pretty mid game. But then a couple of weeks ago, or last week, or maybe even this week, last week, news broke that both Avowed and the Outer Worlds undersold terribly. Like they didn't sell well. And in the case of Avowed, completely justified, I feel like. But in the case of the Outer Worlds 2, I feel like it's not justified. Because the Outer Worlds 2, unlike Avowed, is a great role-playing game. I'm going to put a caveat in front of it immediately. It's not Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. It's not The Witcher 3. It's not on that quality, nowhere near. But it's still a very fun 8 out of 10. So it's really weird because it's made by Obsidian as well. Same as, I'm perfectly sure it's not the same team that made Avowed. Matty can talk to that more. I'm sure, but
I agree.
It's made by the same developer, and I'm kind of here to make a plea for the Outer Worlds too, because Outer Worlds 2 has a great story. You play a member of the Earth Directorate, which are basically, to put it without spoilers or whatever, space cops. You're basically a member of the space cops, and you try to maintain order in space. But what makes the Outer Worlds 2 so cool, and again, no spoilers whatsoever, but there's actual role playing in this game. Yeah. Actual role playing, like games used to have, or like role playing games used to have. There's a new Vegas dialogue skill requirement system where your skills actually matter in the dialogue, in what you can say or what you cannot say. When you pick a background at the start of the game, a lot of games do this. Like you can pick a background, but it doesn't really matter. Here, it's everything. You can be a scientist, a gambler, renegade, an ex-convict, or. And this is something which I did for my second playthrough, which I'm having so much fun with. You can play an idiot who just lucked into this job somehow. And then if you pick another perk, you also have to play. And then of course, you pick a couple of perks, like your lockpicking, your hacking. But if you pick two, you also have to pick a negative perk. And one of your negative perks is the perk called dumb. So you're basically an idiot. So I'm playing as an idiot who lucked into this job with the space cops. And it's been very rare for a game to make me laugh out loud, but this game does it constantly.
So funny. Yeah.
Because my character, at least that I'm playing right now, is literally like a moron. Like he every situation he lands in, like you can see his companions, which is another sign of a great game. Every time I say something stupid, like something happens and I just make a wrong assumption or accuse the wrong person or do something stupid, you can see the companions talk or think in the background, like what the fuck is he doing? which is so much fun, which is so cool. I'm basically playing like Zeph Brannigan from Futurama. If you've ever seen that show, it's so much fun. It's so immersive. It's so much fun to play. The exploration in this game is great. It's like. The one thing that I thought Avowed did really well was the exploration there and the parkour. You could jump up everywhere. There were hidden caches in most places, hidden chests everywhere. Same thing in the Outer Worlds too. You even, at the start or close to the start of the game, you get a double jump mechanic. It makes it so much fun. The parkour is great here. The gunplay very much improved over the first game. In the first game, you kind of needed like the time dilation system, which was basically VATS, but just in slow motion. Here you can still use it, but the gunplay is vastly improved. So you can not play it as a shooter really, but it comes pretty darn close. The science weapons here are amazing. Those are like special weapons that you can use on enemies. I'm not going to spoil what they do, but there's a couple of really great ones here. Yeah. But the most important thing, I think, is that choices actually matter in this game, which is something a lot of role-playing games don't really do anymore. One example, at the beginning of the game, the very beginning of the game, this happens literally in the first half hour. You're at a mission, you're doing something, a building explodes, and one of your teammates gets either his arm blown off, or he is half to death and lies unconscious on the floor, or he's still conscious and talks to you. And all of that depends on the choices you made 20 minutes earlier. When you talked with him, or the choice or the background you picked. It is the choices in this game are very intricate so that you don't really notice them until you play a second time, which is very cool, I feel like. But they're also catered to you as a person. So it really becomes a personal game. Matty, I don't think we've talked about this before, but once I'm done with the second playthrough, I want to talk with you maybe we could do something with this, because I think every playthrough of this game is probably vastly different from the other.
Yeah. I mean, you could just tell by the dialogue system. Yeah. Like, there's just so many moments where I played like a nice guy. Like, I ended up caving. Like, I couldn't be mean. Yeah. I couldn't be too mean. Because I wanted to see everything through. I wanted to see like how, if these companions were worth keeping around before I kicked them to the curb. Now, if I go back, I think I'm launching every one of them into the sun. And that'll probably infinitely expand my love of the game, because I don't really like them that much. So I'm like, whatever. Like, I don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, I'd love to. That's something. It's a game I would love to replay at some point, like I did with the Outer Worlds one. Like that was a really good replay. I think I'm gonna probably wait for because they at least committed to DLC. They at least said they're gonna keep doing the DLC for Outer Worlds 2.
Okay,
I'm with you. I'm very disappointed there's no Outer Worlds 3. I think the ceiling's obviously higher with Avowed because I think the fixes are more obvious for that game, and you can see what that can turn into. The Outer Worlds 2, the best thing you can say about it is all the complaints people had, they addressed. It just had awful marketing. Yes. Awful. And it fucking killed the game. And they put an $80 price tag on it to really create disinterest. Like, I feel so bad for Obsidian because I think they're making a choice based on something that I wouldn't put the full blame on them for. I'll put the blame on them for things like companions not being great, but for how that game was like framed for the consumer, like that was think of it this way. That was Xbox's summer direct game, like that and Grounded 2. Yeah. And it flopped. What does that say? Like Xbox fucked this game so badly, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm with you, Locke. It's really upsetting because Outer Worlds 2 is a excellent video game.
Yeah.
Yep. Very fun to play too. Just like good shooter.
Yeah.
Amazing loot. Amazing loot.
Perfect length too. Like not too long, not too short. It looks beautiful. Man, Matty, you have to play it on your new rig now. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
It's kind of maybe this is disrespectful to another game, but it's kind of what I wanted Starfield to be.
100%. 100%.
Got it here. So
yeah.
I'm very. I think
I said that in my review. I agree with that. Yeah.
Maybe I got it from you. Sorry.
No. Got it from you. I was like, why does it sound like? I was like, oh, good way of putting it. I'm like, did I say that? I think I said that.
That's completely possible. Yeah. I just stole it. That's okay.
No. Steal anything you want.
So if you're listening to this and you have any doubts, Avowed is releasing next week on PlayStation. Don't buy Avowed. Buy the Outer Worlds 2. It's a better game. You'll
Cog is in shambles right now, bro. We argue about this game every fucking week, bro. And I can already tell because Avowed 2 should be. You and I agree, Locke. Avowed 2 is probably the easiest layup to be better in the first game. I don't know how you get worse in the first game in a lot of ways. Like there's just so many areas outside of the combat. I'm like the bar is very low, and so I feel like it will be a better game, and then Cog will come around. He'll do his victory lap. I can hear it now. It's gonna be a torturous time for me, but I'm excited to know because here's the thing: we're not getting Outer Worlds 3, but I'm curious what you think, Locke, because we know Tim Kaine came back to Obsidian. He said, "You won't guess what I'm working on." People are saying maybe new IP. Wonder if maybe that Outer Worlds team is shifting into that, and that could be fun. A new RPG of some kind. I think you should just make New Vegas too, obviously. I mean, everyone knows where I stand on that. It's so frustrating. I'm like, do you guys hate money?
Why
does
haven't
Xbox hate money? Because Cog brought up the counterpoint. He was like, well, it's like probably Xbox or maybe even Todd's choice. I'm like, what do these people fucking hate? Like sustainable businesses? Like we just shut down a bunch of studios. Like a New Vegas 2 sounds like a great idea when 2 of your games just flopped.
These people, they're probably so disconnected from reality that they literally don't know. Probably, I can assume that someone like Todd Howard, who's a genius, who's a great man, a fantastic developer, fantastic just person in general too. Matty, you talk to him, of course, on your channel. Fantastic, hugely interesting man. But I can see someone like that of a certain age with such a big career maybe doesn't see the small picture anymore, or maybe doesn't see what the audience maybe wants. Well, they gave us Starfield, so I'm pretty sure that's the case. But
they gave us 76, bro. Oh, yeah. That's really not seeing what the people want.
Exactly. Again, it's okay if you like Starfield. It was a joke before people get mad. It was just a joke. But so I think people like that maybe because of course it's clear to us, make New Vegas 2 and you'll sell millions, make Fallout 5 now and you sell millions, remaster 3 you sell millions, remaster New Vegas you sell millions. But I don't think they see that. I don't think they understand that yet.
I call it galaxy branding because every developer interview I hear, they're like, "Man, we had to figure out how to make it special." I'm like, no, the game is already special. In a case like Fallout 3 remaster, it's like, bring it back. You got Oblivion remaster right here, bring it back. Better shooting like in Fallout 4. Golden. That's all.
Yeah, people aren't like sick of Fallout yet.
Yeah, the conversation before this, dude, before these like Oblivion remaster kind of changed how we thought about it, the conversation before all of this was like, can you just please port these games? Like we'll pay full price for just like re-releases.
Yeah.
Like we weren't asking for much in the first place. So I can respect devs. So like, what more can we do? Of course. Thank you. But in some cases like this, it's really simple. It's really simple. Well, I can't fathom why people at Obsidian don't want to make this game. It's like almost like when I'm trying to think of like a good real life example, but like someone keeps suggesting something to you, and eventually because you hear it so many times, you're like, we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Like we're just not going to do that.
Out of spite. Yeah.
Yeah. Just it's spite. Exactly. It's just spite. They're just spiting us. Cause I don't like, wouldn't you want to like, okay, put yourself in their shoes. Wouldn't you want to do it just so that you can get people to shut the fuck up?
Yeah, of course.
And you can make other things like, okay, we're going to do it because no one cares if you do. No one talks about New Vegas 3.
Yeah.
Right. They're just like, okay, New Vegas 2, finally, or whatever, Fallout. And then people will shut up and they'll wonder what else could be. Like, what other developers could we hand this to? Yeah. That's what it would turn into. And it would give them the peace of mind to be like, hey, we built our pedigree. We did another one of these things. I could rant about this shit all day. Dude, it bugs me, bro. Xbox runs a horrible business. Yeah. They're in a horrible business. They make a lot of money, but they don't know how to run Fallout.
Like, oh, we don't want to do it. We want to make other games. It's like, dude, New Vegas came out in 2010. It's been 16 years, man. Yeah. You've had quite a break.
Yeah, it's so true.
And also, look what they did with Oblivion. You can just slap a filter on it, release it, and then never patch it, and just be done with it, and it'll sell millions.
And sell 10+ million copies. Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that that game did not get like any substantial patchwork upsets me greatly. Like I'm not even talking about the legacy bugs, just the new things they added in, you know? Yeah. And they were like, hey, this thing runs like shit. And unless you got like a super rig, you're going to have issues here. It's a little frustrating. The stuttering, the hitching.
I still, controversial, I guess. I still think that it's a little bit over exaggerated, the problems that it has. Like it stutters, yeah. So do a shit ton of like play Dead Space on PC. It stutters more.
I play that on Xbox, so yeah.
Try playing Jedi Survivor. That's completely broken. Still a great game. Like it's annoying, and it shouldn't happen, of course, especially not for a game like this. But it's not a broken, unplayable mess. It's not Cyberpunk at launch. It is bad, and it shouldn't happen, of course. But you can still play Oblivion right now and have a great time. Like it's not unplayable.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
I just want them to shine it up a little bit more.
They should, of course.
When you sell that many copies, I feel like you owe it to your audience. Yeah, they showed up to support you. Like, you know, you got the resources. Let's spend some money on that. But I agree with you. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But you're right, though. They should do, because it's unrational for them. I don't get why they don't do it. Like, it's like, well, like you said, bad big business, I guess. Like, they just don't do it.
The only thing I would let them get away with it is if they come back, kind of like what you and I have been talking about, Locke, where we're like, oh, whenever this new Witcher expansion happens, like, this shit's going to be awesome, right? Yeah. The only thing I would forgive them for is if they show it up, like, a few months later or something like that and went, like, because of your support, we're doing a new expansion. We're adding that to Oblivion. I think that would be so cool. And I feel like Bethesda could totally get away with that. And that's another thing where it's just so untapped for them. And they have a studio they could outsource it to. So I would love for them to look into that if they can. It's just that'd be such a fun idea, especially because it's got like a good install base now. Man, do something to set up Elder Scrolls 6 for whatever reason. Why would it be in Elder Scrolls 4? I don't know. Or remaster Skyrim and then put a new expansion out for that.
Yeah.
See, let me run the business, bro. I'm making money.
Exactly. I was just about to say that all sounds so cool. And now we're amped up and like, and nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
We'll get New Vegas. We'll get New Vegas 2 in like 2040. When I'm dead, you'll get to play it.
All right. Let's end the show with some write-ins from the audience. If you want to write into this show or any of our shows, go to our Patreon, patreon.com/laststandmedia. I post a thread for this show every Saturday calling for your submissions, so keep an eye out there. Jake Banks wrote and said, "G'day, fellas. Just curious as to why the fuck Quantum Break hasn't been released onto PlayStation 4 and 5 yet. Remedy has had a nice little swell of positive games recently. Wouldn't this make sense? What am I missing? Personally, I had a wonderful time with Quantum Break when it released. All the best, Jake Banks." This reminds me of like, why is Sunset Overdrive not on PlayStation as well?
Yeah. I think it's just like probably the money it would cost to port these games
if
versus
it's worth
what they may
it,
sell. Yeah, like I love Quantum Break. Like, I mean, granted, I'm very inexperienced in the Remedy-verse. It's like one of my biggest gaming blind spots. So I shouldn't talk so highly of Quantum Break without all of that context. Like, I like Alan Wake, but Quantum Break was such like a weird, crazy idea of like mixture of real television, but also with great third-person gameplay. But Sunset Overdrive, I do think that game would do well. That is literally Ratchet and Clank and Spider-Man together. Like everything that makes those games tick in their systems, I think people would love this game. I still think Sunset Overdrive is one of the most underrated games that's come out. Like it's just, I fucking love that game. Love that game so much. I mean, I love post-apocalyptic games too. And it's also fun that it's like, I like depressing post-apocalyptic, but it's fun that this is a really good, not depressing post-apocalypse. And so, yeah, God.
It's a good game.
I'd love for them to re-release that. That's also been a rumor for a while that Sunset Overdrive would come to PlayStation, but it never
happened.
Really came to fruition.
At least not yet. I wonder if it's something to do with like rights issues in terms of Quantum Break with the TV show or something like that, or some contract things preventing it.
Those actors.
I don't know.
Real like actors.
Or like you were saying, maybe just did so well or did so poorly they're not going to justify a port for it. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. But I would like it to be on more platforms. Interesting game.
Yeah.
What about you, Lock? Do you got any thoughts?
I love Quantum Break. I thought that game was great. Well, great. I thought that game was good. I thought that was such a cool concept with the TV show, but then it
was boring.
Kind of filled. Yeah, it was kind of boring. But the concept was there. It was so original. Cool. That's what we talked about earlier in this episode, right? Like they were trying to do something highly original. I think that's so cool. Yeah. And they came short, but I feel like if they would have made a sequel or did something else, then that would have hit. Well, it did because they made Control afterwards. So I guess it did work out in the end. But yeah, I love Remedy. I think they're one of the most original, fantastic developers out there. I can't wait to see what they do with the Max Payne 1 and 2 remake. That's going to be great.
Yeah. And Control 2 looks really different from the first one. Like it looks like they're making like a Devil May Cry style game now. And that's really interesting because the first one I know is like a third person shooter. I think what interests me most about also Alan Wake 2 is it looks like it takes some of that TV show sensibility and brings it into this game. So that's what got me the most interested in that one as well. Cause I have that experience with Quantum Break, but yeah, like I said, the Remedy verse is something I am just like horrendously behind on it. Like I just need to go like what I've been doing with Resident Evil. I need to do that with the Remedy game soon and just
have you played Control, right?
No.
Oh, dude, you're gonna love that game. There's one level at the end. I won't spoil it, but you're gonna love that game. I'm sure of it. Yeah.
Control. I mean, I should replay Alan Wake 1 at this point. It's been since I was like a teenager. Yeah. So Alan Wake 1, Control, Alan Wake 2. At least I get to skip Firebreak.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, every developer has their live service bullshit. Yeah.
Sure.
Paul Gasol wrote it and said, "Howdy, summoners. You guys down for a quick game of Metacritic over or under? Below, I have 10 of the most anticipated games of 2026 listed and a potential Metacritic score for each. Your job is to say which games you think will score higher or lower than the number listed." All right. Let's see here. First, we have Resident Evil 9 at 87. Do you think it'll be higher or lower than that?
Higher.
Yeah.
91.
I think it'll be higher. I think it won't be much higher, like 1 or 2 points, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm looking like a 88 or 89, I'm feeling. Okay. Saros, 89.
It feels like the right number. I could see that hitting there.
Yeah. I feel like it'll be slightly lower. 80.
Yeah, I could see under.
I'm going to say 86. Or 85.
88, like every PlayStation.
Yeah, 88. Fable at 84.
Ooh, that's tough.
Over. I think over.
Over.
I don't think it'll be over for me. I'll be honest, just based on like some of the things that could go south for like what I value in the series. And I know Locke, you and I have talked about that, but I think for the general public, I could see this resonating a lot more.
I pray and I hope that it's over. I hope that Fable is like a fantastic 90 or a 10 out of 10, but I feel it's a 7 out of 10. I fear it's a 7 out of 10, but we'll see.
I think
it feels like the public's already decided like this is Xbox's 9 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? Like it just the conversation, it feels like reviewers have already decided and stuff. I'm not there yet, but like I feel there's certain games you can feel like the 2 games we just went through. I'm like, I feel like the decision's already been made by a lot of people. Like with Requiem, it's like, oh, this is gonna be like 9 out of 10 easily. Where something like Fable, I feel like it's weird to see an Xbox game get that, but it feels like it's getting that buff already.
I hope it's true. Would be amazing. Yeah.
I could see like 90. be Xbox's Game of the Year nominee. They'll finally get it. Maybe
Finally,
winner. Well, probably not if GTA comes out, but
no, that's just their luck. They'll finally have like a Game of the Year contender, and they get beat by GTA 6.
Yeah.
Do you think it'll release? Do you think they'll actually release it this year? Because I don't understand why it gets so much, because we haven't seen all that much of it. Like, I know people are super positive, but they haven't really shown all that much of it yet. Like
GTA?
Yeah.
No, Fable.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, Fable I
played.
could see getting delayed because already like with the leaked release schedule for Xbox, it seems like their summer and autumn is filling up and they're clearly trying to avoid GTA 6 from that report. Yeah. And so you already removed that month from the year. Do you want to release after GTA 6 in December? I don't think that makes a lot of sense either. So I feel like your cutoff's October and they got a bunch of games to jam in there from E-Day to Halo, which apparently is in the summer. I think Fable just slips. I do think it's like a February game. Like I think they just give it the extra time.
Yep.
You know, maybe they get the PS5 day and date with it because of that, and they can spin it positively. But yeah, I think Fable ends up skipping. I'd love to be wrong because I do want to play it. But
yeah.
All right, GTA 6, 93.
Oh, higher. That's a 10.
Yeah,
higher.
It's higher. 97.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say 95.
98.
Okay. I think it's got to be one of the highest rated games of all time.
98.
After all this time, it has to be one of the highest rated games of all time.
I would hope so, yeah.
It will be automatically, no? Like, even if it doesn't deserve...
I don't think anyone's got the balls to give it lower.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to review this game for that reason. I'm like, just you're putting a fucking gun to your head at a certain point.
What is the highest rated game of all time right now? 97, right?
It's 99.
Ocarina of Time.
Or in the house.
99, Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time. Okay, what is the highest rated GTA? Do you know?
It's 3 at 98. I'm sorry,
Okay,
4 at 98.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Okay, I say 97 then.
Okay.
Slightly worse than 4.
Slightly. 1 point.
Well, it's because there's reviewers out there who are like, I'm going to make a name on this.
That's true. That's true. The nerfs. Someone's going to nerf this shit and make it like the second highest reviewed game of all time. That's so true. That one person, someone sitting there right now has no idea they're going to become the enemy of the world.
Eurogamer is going to do that. Eurogamer is going to do it.
All right. Crimson Desert. Oh, I'm sorry. Wolverine, 85.
Oh, after Spider-Man 2, this is tough. This looks a little more hardcore though, Lock. What do you think? Like
PlayStation 88, higher.
Spider-Man 2 is an 83.
Oh
no, wait, is this the movie? This might be the movie. Hold on.
That's so funny.
Oh yeah, it is.
This game has been very open to the public with its development issues, director changes and stuff. Like I think the latest gameplay if there's anything that's on the state of play that changes my mind, like the gameplay they showed does look really good though.
Yeah.
Like exactly what I wanted. Like I love X-Men Origins Wolverine. So I'm going to stay a little optimistic. I'm going to say higher. I'm going to say 87.
Okay. Lock, what did you say?
88.
88? Yeah.
What do you say?
I'm going to stick with 88 as well. I like that. Crimson Desert, 88 here.
That's the
toughest one.
Yeah. You guys have actually played it, right?
I haven't. Brad
I have, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Do you still... Because I remember you and Dustin were like positive about it.
Yeah, when I
right?
played it was really cool. I mean, I just saw, a slice of the game, so...
Sure. What do you think now with everything they've shown?
I mean, I haven't seen a lot of the new stuff they've been showing, so I don't know. I'm going to say...
I've been covering it, and it looks really good.
If they pull it off, I'm going to say it's an 88, right where it's at.
I hope they do. That it would be so... But it's too good to be true, right? Like, how can they pull this off? Like it...
I feel I cracked the code on that game because I was watching their newest trailer, and I think what you're going to get is a Ubisoft checklist open world, very simple, bare bones, not interesting characters, but you're going to get a really fun combat sandbox. And if the enemy variety and challenges are there, I think this game will deliver above the 88 and be in that, like, because there's just nothing that looks like it. It just seems like it's doing some impossible things. But if that combat doesn't stay interesting and it's just like a show, like, you could do all these creative things, but there's no real reason to. I could see a world where like Crimson Desert is just kind of like a little like it's good, not great though. I'm gonna give it my trust. a little bit. Because again, the things I see I like, but it's like those I won't be able to tell until I play with the bosses and whatnot. But I'm gonna go over.
Okay.
I'm gonna just slightly over. I'm gonna give it like 89.
All right.
But I trust you guys, so 88.
Okay.
I guess so.
007 First Light, 83.
You go first.
Lower. I think the performance is gonna fucking nuke this game. Yeah. It just, dude, have you seen these specs and like how they just keep fucking them up? I'm like, they have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah, they keep changing, dude. Yeah, they
I've never seen this happen before where they've miscommunicated PC specs before. I'm like, this shit's. It looks. I love the melee combat and the interactivity, but there's like already visual comparisons like Uncharted 4. I want to believe. I love IO as a developer. I'm excited for this. I love 007 video games, but I'm gonna trust my gut. I'm gonna go a little lower here, just a little bit, like 82, 81.
Yeah, I think a little lower as well. 81.
I'll say 80.
Okay.
I think this game. Have you seen that, Matty? I showed you this poster. You too, Brad. I think there's this poster they put out, or like art thing, and it's him. It's James Bond next to a burning or a crashed airplane in the desert, and it basically looks like the cover of Uncharted 3. Yeah, and there's been so many similarities between Uncharted and this game, which I think, and this game has never looked better than Uncharted. So. Mm-hmm. I hope it's awesome. The Hitman games are so good. So I can't imagine that they fucked this up. I can't imagine. But so far from what they've shown, I'll play it. I think it looks cool. It's probably a really cool 10-hour game. But I don't think, to me at least, it doesn't look like a 10 out of 10. Or 9 out of 10.
I'm just very happy that Hitman is highly replayable, because if this does disappoint me, because I feel like the idea of like, I know they didn't want to just make another Hitman game, but with James Bond, but I do think like the idea, if they can capture the idea of like using your gadgets and infiltrating and making sandbox levels, like, this could be awesome. But if it's just like what they've been showing a lot of, which is conveniently set up explosive barrels and that's, the set piece after set piece, I don't know, man. Especially that segment. Okay, so there was that part in the plane where the plane was tipping back and forth and the cover was moving. Yeah. And it was running like shit though. So
the car chase too.
I might have to play the whole Uncharted series before this thing comes out, because it feels like it's becoming like mandatory context. Just to have that as a comparison in the back pocket. But yeah, I'm going lower. I'm sticking lower. I want it to be great. I love IO, but there's just enough warning signs right now where I could see this getting delayed again too. Yeah.
It was supposed to come out in like 3-4 weeks, but they delayed it to May, right? Yeah.
Do
you think they'll hit that? Yeah, they have to. Yeah.
Maybe.
The Dusk Bloods, 82.
I don't feel like we know enough about this game.
We don't. We've seen it once and it was like a year ago.
Yeah.
Hard to say. It's from Software, and they usually score pretty well. I'm going to
go lower because I feel. Oh, okay.
85.
What did Night Rain? Do you remember what Night Rain scored?
I can look that up.
Because I'm thinking like online game. I know that didn't review as well compared to the fans, so we're talking like reviewer scores here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go a little lower though. 81. 82 actually sounds right, but I'm going to go 81 because it's FromSoft Online is like a very different type of reception.
Let's see here. Night Rain. This is at least on PS5 was 77.
That's surprising. People love that game. It sold so well too. But
they added stuff over time.
The
DLC is at 79.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick lower. I feel like online from software is just, like I said, a different beast.
For Nintendo only as well.
That's true. Well, to the Nintendo buff though. Think about that.
Buff. Yeah, exactly.
Nintendo buff.
That gives it a little curve. That Nintendo games like that don't come in at an 82. I'm gonna stay 81.
Okay,
still a little 81. Still in the 8s. Nice little 8 out of 10.
What do you think, Lock?
What was the score?
I said score? 85. Maddie said 81. Right? 81.
84.
Yeah.
You say 84? Okay.
Yeah.
It's at 82 right now. Okay.
Oh, keep it at 82 for me.
Okay.
82.
Control Resident 87. I think it's going to score just a little bit less because I think the melee focus will be divisive for people that like the first game.
Yeah.
So I'll say 85, just a little less.
I'm totally shooting from the hip. I don't know shit about the first one, so I'm gonna go with what Brad said.
The first one had like 2 editions. I feel like
Ultimate Edition has an 85.
Okay,
let's see what Control.
So lower than
82 for Control. Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh, if it's that low, yeah.
Well, but remember when it launched on PS4, it had like all these technical issues.
Yeah, that's true.
They couldn't handle it. I think 84 or 85 seems fair. I think.
I'm going to do 82.
Okay.
82s. All right, final game here. Phantom Blade Zero, 84.
Ooh.
Higher.
Yeah, I was thinking slightly higher. I'm thinking
86.
like an 86 or 87.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. This seems like the right hybrid between, if it delivers, like a hybrid between, you know, the familiarity of like a Souls-like game, but like it seems more action-driven, and I think that'll be refreshing because I think it might subvert some expectations.
Yeah.
Looks like a good power fantasy.
That's the is that from
This
the
is a Wii game.
Wukong? From the Wukong people?
No.
No.
It kind of
this
looks
is-
like it, but no, it's not.
Well, you said it was a Weep game? Is that what you said?
Not literally. It's not like an actual.
No,
Lower.
it's from a
Much
Chinese
lower.
company.
It's the game that, like, when it was first revealed, its combat animations looked a little too good to be true, but it seems like as it gets closer to release, it
I know what you mean now.
yeah, like the guy was like literally like diagonally punching and kicking at the same time and like countering 2 people and then backflipping off of them. So I think could deliver.
What was the score that they gave it now?
It was assigned an 84 right now.
Lower, 82.
Okay. There you go. All right, we'll see what the future holds.
Who won?
Scores-wise. Quick final writing here from Kenneth Kopnick. Howdy, fellas. With this lineup and the Outer Worlds 2 on the list, I wanted to ask the expert's opinion. I really enjoyed the Outer Worlds one when I finally played it last year, but I'm about 10 hours into Expedition 33. Is Outer Worlds 2 worth pausing Expedition to play?
No.
I would just say you're playing 10 hours of Expedition 33. Just finish it.
Yeah, it's not a long game.
No,
Fortunately,
it's not.
Expedition's a nice, cool 30-ish hours. Perfect length for a turn-based RPG, in my opinion. And it's one of the best games I've played. So there's that too. Outer Worlds 2 is a great RPG though. So, you know, I don't know. I've gotten away from trying to stack my games and playing like 2 at a time. I've been like a 1 at a time guy, and it's been really good.
Mm-hmm.
Been really nice. So I would just say stay the course. You're playing a great game right now. It's one thing if you're playing mid, but you're playing a great game.
Stay the course. Okay. Gentlemen, that's it. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate it. We had to record a little later today, but thanks for accommodating that. Good stuff.
Of course.
I know your lads are very busy, though, so we'll get out of here quickly. Before we go, though, anything you guys want to say? Final thoughts? Promote anything? Plug? Blah, blah, blah. Whatever.
Matty has a new channel, which is great.
Matty Slop, right? Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah. If anyone wants to check it out, basically what I already do on Mr. Matty Plays, but way less quality in the terms of like, you know, production and that sort of stuff. We talk news on stream. We're taking those, turning them into separate videos because people were kind of missing out on the news on the stream. And then also we're going to do just like whenever I want to talk about things that don't quite make the main channel. I was kind of inspired by like Scott Stash. Channels like that, Spawn Wave Plus. Like I like those channels a lot where it's like, oh, like I'm doing these things that are planned for the main channel that people expect from me, but this news about Ubisoft broke or this news about PlayStation broke. Like I want to talk about that. Like it's smaller, but I want to talk about it. And so this is just a place where that stuff can land. So I'm really happy with the support. In fact, it's completely surpassed my expectations by like a mile. So just really, really thankful for it. But yeah, if anyone wants to check it out, Matty Slop.
Have
fun.
Okay, cool.
Slurp the slop with me, boys.
Lockmort Plays also. Locke has been streaming Resident Evil games frequently.
Yes,
You want to see the live stream there?
every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Wednesday at 2 p.m. EST, Friday at 3 p.m. EST, and Saturday at 5 p.m. EST.
Why different times for every day?
Just chaos.
Okay.
Chaos, Brad.
Okay, very cool. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching and listening. Greatly appreciate it. See you next episode. Take care. Goodbye. Summon Sign is a product of Last Stand Media and Collins Last Stand LLC and is proudly recorded in the USA. The show is written and hosted by me, Brad Ellis. The show is produced by Dustin Furman. All of Last Stand's theme music is by Ramon Narvaez. Summon Sign, along with the rest of Last Stand's media shows, are fan-funded on Patreon at patreon.com/laststandmedia. The following names are at the producer level on Patreon, our highest tier, and we are grateful for your kind contribution and generosity to our independent endeavor. Thank you.